Yeah.
Yeah, we've not really done a one shot for a while.
I've actually all mostly been here. Don't worry, you guys are gonna have plenty of opportunities to revisit the one shots as well, because me and Bob are gonna be away for a lot of weekends coming up.
Well, 2 this month and 2 in August.
Yeah, that's a lot. Considering that's quite a number.
Hey, they get 4 one shots.
Yeah. Hello, Roo. Now you wake up.
Alrighty then.
I should probably put a timer, shouldn't I?
Nah, let's just get straight into it.
Straight into it? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of talking anyway.
Okay, this is talking.
This is a talky week.
Fair enough.
Welcome back for another exciting episode of Alterra, episode 61, The Art of Rebelling, Part 5. Forewarned, this is going to be a talky episode. The players are having a political meeting with the head honchos of the rebellion.
Yay!
They're going to ask questions, propose ideas, and the DM's going to do his best to be intelligent NPCs and shoot them all down.
Hell yeah!
DM is giving
Sounds about
himself
right,
a couple get out of jail free cards where he'll go. The NPC gives you an intelligent answer to that question because I can't fucking think of anything. Reason.
Smarter than me.
Ooh.
This
I would-
logistical reason why that is not possible.
Yeah, I'd also suggest, Chris, if you haven't already, get several cups of water.
No, I'm just gonna take breaks because I also just need to rest my voice periodically. I'm not giving up on that 5 minutes of not talking.
It's a precious 5 minutes.
Alright, also be forewarned, the MPV voices will just stop at some point as I lose coherent thought to actually track how the NPCs are supposed to sound.
As your brain turns to mush, the voices will get less coherent.
It's fine, they all at least have somewhat distinct vocabulary and how they, and their manners. God, I'm already fucking losing the ability to speak.
Yeah.
With that, let's do introductions before we do a quick recap. Alvina, say hi.
Howdy!
Oh, yeah, no, I still like the give me a sentence of what happened last week. You guys can fucking do the summary. I don't know. We're episode 61. If you still need summaries and aren't following along, at that point you're throwing yourself into the deep end anyway. So you'll pick it up.
My sentence was, we actually won the arena fight. Nobody knows how.
There's a bunch of engineers in the background now, just poring over every morsel of detail of that combat. Dr. Zormir Eskar.
Hi. I'm doing an Alvina right now and eating.
Oh yeah, also just realised one of our players isn't here yet. That might have been why we should have did the bickering.
I mean, who isn't here?
Ali.
Ali's here.
Oh, there is he?
Can't see them. They're down there.
Oh, there you are!
Loves democracy,
I honestly
apparently.
didn't notice you joined the chat.
I mean, they
Oh.
might not be working because they've not said anything yet, but...
Oh, good thing they're last. Fuck you.
They were doing updates on Discord. So.
Fair enough. I'm fuck you.
Oh.
And money. Yep.
Money.
Money!
Gwent Mossmal.
Hello. Created a huge glowing Fabio, ran into the crowd.
Escaped.
Pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, plushies were involved.
Which is involved. Reverend Lou.
Hi. We met some nice people that have lots of Arcanite.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, lots
hiding
and
it.
lots.
I just read that as one full sentence. The point loves democracy is typing. I read that as, it's like, that your entire name? That's a good one for this week.
And the point loves democracy, who may or may not be able to speak.
I love the Senate.
Alright, Grievous.
You're on an interesting microphone there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm on my usual microphone on my phone
Ah,
while the laptop fixes itself.
fair enough.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
that sounds like fun.
So the point's going to be over the corner typing out any questions they have.
There.
Say Roger, Roger, please.
Roger, Roger.
Hell yeah.
Everything's not Roger, Roger.
It is.
And with that, the party having managed to survive, I mean, you're always going to survive, but having actually won your
You say
encounter in the
that.
Colosseum, got a bunch of gold, showed up at the Rebellion meeting only to get handed more gold.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now they just have a
life's
ton
hard.
of gold. Well, I said a ton of gold. It's worth like 3 ship upgrades.
We made 60k in a session. We did all right.
I mean, technically, you made most of that while stealing a giant ship and transporting it for 2 weeks.
I mean,
This is
we
just
were
what
gi-
you're
okay.
owed.
Then we were given 60k in
We
a session.
received 60k in a session.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We did our part.
Um, for those who need a reminder of the scene, you were inside the Rebellion headquarters. Let's switch over to the nest. You were exploring the nest. You done the Colosseum. You headed over to the Rebellion outpost. You managed to make your way through a specialized door that required a pin to get into the room. It appears to be a high-ceilinged chamber with banners kind of lining all the walls and almost a mix with several 2 balconies of book shelves leading deeper into the upper structure of it, into what appears to be a library. It's almost like the central chamber of like a personal study almost. There's a lot of trinkets lining the walls. At the center of the room is a massive holographic almost, or arcane particle projected is technically how it's being done, but for all intents and purposes it's holographic. Holographic depiction of the shattered alt sphere with various NPCs around the table. Now, you were previously introduced to, if I grab the name I need, I have it here a second.
The golden barbarian kobold.
I'm going to do this in a special
Miss Ubi,
order.
Mr. Darkseid.
So,
Graham,
Dr. Vergas, we're going to
Phoenix
start with.
Vergas.
Darkseid.
Vergus
All
was
right, guys. All right, guys. Shut
We
up.
actually took notes for once, though.
I only remember Doug Phoenix, so
We got 5
The
emblems from the rebellion.
Civic Hybrid Professor Dr. Vergas, who has now left the chamber, having questioned Zormir and gleaned some form of incredible intelligent-based insight into the party situation.
They have to be from a different world, otherwise this doesn't make sense.
Otherwise, they're fucking crazy.
They are very bizarrely patchy on their knowledge.
And the rest of them, which I mostly just wanted to reiterate that Dr. Vergas has left the room before moving to the new map. Well, I say new map, I wasn't making an entire room for
We're
this.
going to throw down!
It's just going to be the
Right
Shattered
side.
Alt Sphere map with I've just thrown all your NPC characters over it. So there you go. You're now just in the holographic depiction for some reason.
That
Congratulations.
was the one. We didn't get told who the administrator is. Is that just a person?
They are, well, they're the Warforged who you previously met at the Colosseum who handed out your money, but they appear to be in charge of the Dark Feathers kind of bureaucracy.
Cool. Because, yeah, that was the one I didn't have. I was like, I'm sure I'm missing a person, but I only have 4 in the notes, so...
There appears to be 2 faction leaders missing. That is the leaders of the Union faction and the
Elementally faction.
and the Elementally faction. Both of their leaders are not present at this meeting.
I've got this. I've got the page. Where is it? I got the wrong one. I have the wrong dossier up. Of course I do. I had the right one up. Because I can't remember the name of the faction, but they're ones I want to talk to, so I should have it up.
The Primal Order.
That was it. That was it. Factions. There we go.
So leader of the Primal Order and the Network Union are not present. Apparently they could not make this meeting, or they didn't deem this meeting important enough. Who knows? But who did show up were the leaders of the Ink Heart and the Golden Heart, Gramps and Yubi, 2 one black-scaled kobold and the other a gold-scaled swobold, respectively. As well as Mr. Darkseid, who is leader of the Dark Feathers faction and seems to be the de facto head of the entire rebellion, who is the just past middle-aged older man with dark hair, but with a bit of graying going on at the sides. Seems to be quite young looking given the stature of his position. You've yet to meet a leader in his position who didn't look like they smoke 60 a day. He looks remarkably energetic given what must be pushing down on his shoulders.
That's
But-
nice. He's immortal.
Who knows? Who knows? It might explain why there are rumors that he keeps getting reborn.
Yep, pretty much. It's like Phoenix. He's immortal.
And the administrator is the Warforged figure that you met previously.
Yeah, I remember him now.
But this is where we return. I've got the map up here just if you want to reference anything. I can also switch to the Salvos map if you want to reference the realm in particular. A reminder of how the Shattered Alt Sphere's kind of cosmology works, mostly meta-wise for the actual players. The main gimmick of this saying, as we initially set up in the campaign hook, is that planar magic doesn't quite work the same way here as it does in the main sphere. The planar boundaries have been shattered and kind of fragmented such that you can no longer plane shift from one side of the realm to the other, which really put a damper on war. This has resulted in plane shift spells can only transport you from one of your smaller realm segments to the next adjacent realm. Each of the realms generally is a continent or an area. You can teleport within the realm fine, but you need a plane shift or a planar hopping ship in order to actually travel between the realms.
It's got kind of a realm gatey sort of system, essentially. We have to go through particular
what effectively, mechanically, all that means is that you can't just teleport to the areas. You actually have to travel to them, and therefore you actually have to account for travel time, rationing, supplies. It mostly impacts just how war is fought in this world, which is kind of the main point of there's a lot of cold wars now, and actual wars require kind of standard human preparations to fight, rather than fantasy. They just teleported all the angels into the demon lair. Let's go.
We can't Bifrost this.
You
We've
just
been
come
watching
through
a
a
lot of
portal.
Marvel movies for the past week.
Yes, this is where we return. The party and the characters are aware of Salvos, which is the realm you are currently in. It is the vast continent that you have been exploring, and you have heard of Izel from the freed Naga that you freed, which appears to be a realm of vast kind of tropical forests and old temple ruins. One or two of you will have a little bit more information. Gwent has a little bit more information about the, I guess, western side, closer to the Irradiated Sea. And is that it? Are they
No
the
one else is
only?
local. No,
Are they the only local character left?
Yeah. Abby. We have Abby.
Abby.
Abby actually only knows about Salvos because
Yeah.
she hasn't needed to learn about
Yeah.
other places. And Lucas technically knows a little bit about the realms, but
He's from a different
mostly
Does he care?
mostly knows about the mirror realms. For note, what you see here on the map is effectively one plane. In a sense, you just can't plane shift across it, but in the sense that you can conventionally kind of travel and plane hop over fractures, and what is effectively the prime realm in front of you.
Yeah, each of these bits, I'm assuming, is like the next continent over, so we can like plane shift from say here to here, but we couldn't go from here to like this one because it's a bit far. I'm assuming that kind of works, right?
I mean, I would say the blue and the purple would be continents, and the other little bits are just like islands, like an archipelago.
Maybe, but
Yeah, don't-
Salvos and Isil is apparently two continents, and they're both also pretty small.
Fair.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. The hexagons there are mostly for me to measure travel time. A lot of the times it will just be your ship is traveling to it.
Yeah.
You aren't really plane hopping, as you just need it to like get over little fractures.
Yeah. Well, I was assuming our ship can travel between them. It's gonna take a while. I was assuming if we actually got like a plane hopping like gate thing, we couldn't go this one to here. It'd be a bit far.
Oh, yes. You'd only be able to plane shift to the next hex.
Yeah, that's basically what I was getting at, just for a confirmation. So, cool.
But yeah, in that case, I turn it over to effectively the room. Can't remember how the conversation previously actually ended. I believe.
Can't remember either. I think it was Darkseid ended it in some way.
Yeah, Darkseid gave you some information. I actually can't remember now what I gave you. So I guess if you re-ask it, I'll just re-answer it.
I remember what the question was.
He's not heard of
Brightside.
Brightside.
And he's
was
not.
last-
And he said that he's not a clone.
He said that he is, as far as he's aware, a unique individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, it was as far as he knows, unique. Oh yeah, we proved that Alvina's an idiot because she still doesn't know who people from her own plane are who's apparently famous. She thinks that Brightside's a hotel owner.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's only famous if you do a lot of plane traveling, and you happen to fidget copper a lot.
Yeah, Alvina, I remember rolled the one and was like, Jamie, that's so appropriate because
Yeah.
you don't know who Brightside is properly.
And the one person who hasn't been in that campaign rolled the natural 20. Or was it? Or at least the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only one who actually recognised him.
Yeah.
So hello, the mic's working now.
Ah, okay.
Yay!
Hey.
Hey.
So,
But
We go.
yes, welcome to the rebellion. Now, you've received your 50,000 gold and your... Well, you will receive your 50,000 gold. Speak to the administrator after the session to have it split it with whatever domination you want, because I can't bother
So,
diverting
yeah,
money.
we're
got
going to
those.
discuss. We're going to use it on.
And as a collective, you have received 5 Phoenix emblems that will allow you to buy restricted... not restricted, but
Hard to
rationed.
acquire.
Rationed is the word they use.
Okay.
Rationed resources, because that's effectively why they're restricted. It's just that there's not a lot of them, and their priority goes to the rebellion. The emblems just indicate that you kind of help the rebellion out, so the rebellion is helping you out.
Okay.
Of course he's go to the rebellion.
It's just
depends.
the good stuff, usually.
Depending
The
on
good stuff, the restricted research, and kind of gives you some leeway or like some like one-off items that they have.
Depends on if we need restricted stuff or any of the upgrades. Well,
We'll find what the upgrades are first
Yeah.
before we start doing that. We might want other stuff like gear also
Yeah.
use it, remember? So
yeah.
we'll see
We'll
what
see.
there is and what we want to favor.
Yes. Now, I suppose it is only fair that since you've come all this way and I've already divulged so much information about you through my various no, he sounds terrible like that. He wouldn't word it like that. Yes, I think it's only fair, since we know so much about you, that we answer 1 or 2 questions. Now, you do have to understand that there will be some information I simply don't know due to certain security procedures put in place regarding the dissemination of information, and there'll be others which I don't believe isn't so much not relevant to you as it would defy the very principle of compartmentalized need to know.
Fair.
Okay.
But I will do my best to answer each of your questions with as much transparency as possible.
I have quite a quick question to ask anyway. The one who was in the VIP box with the rosy cheeks, at the last.
You didn't see them, only Alvina did. And she hasn't brought that up. She
Have you not?
No, Alvina specifically hasn't brought that
Damn.
up.
That's that question then.
Yeah, that's one Alvina specifically actually hasn't brought up. She chuckled about it, but she didn't mention it.
Fair.
Mhm.
Because I was just gonna ask this, try and get information on that guy,
Yeah.
especially.
We can still ask if they know about the guy. We know the guy exists. We
Yeah,
just
you know the guy
don't
exists. You don't know
he
he was
that.
there. You don't. Only
Um,
Alvina knows he was there.
Yeah, it probably makes more sense to ask about the Brotherhood in general and ask about, are you aware of illegal activity going on?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We've encountered some religious cultists, and apparently one of the financiers gave them the vague description of the person. We'd like to find them, but not threaten them. I think they could be useful for dealing with other people, in a sense, if they are willing to work in the not so up and up as they have tried to, and possibly under your noses as well. I don't know.
You see Mr. Darkseid kind of glance over to Gramps and before looking back at you. And what is it that you believe you can acquire out of them? I am, of course, aware of their operations. How do I put this politely? They're a nuisance, but not a priority.
Oh, well, we've dealt with them being a nuisance for at least some time.
They do still have a teleporting unicorn.
Yes.
This information on them that you require, I have no reason to deny this. Nah, still don't like this one. God damn it, I had a thing in mind for this guy. Damn it, Mr. Darkseid. 1 second. He's supposed to be a little bit more cheery, more
Yeah,
charismatic.
I remember last time I was getting very like confident businessman kind of vibes. He sounds a lot more slimy this time.
Yeah, he's not supposed to, which is why I'm trying to
I was
stop
wondering.
myself.
Yeah.
It's bad characterization.
Think Tony Stark. Go with that.
Yes. Unfortunately, while I would love to, I would love to run a clean society. Unfortunately, it is the burden of leadership that I must prioritize where our resources are best spent. Unfortunately, that means certain seedier elements are allowed to weed their way through the soils. An unfortunate side effect of being so stretched thin, I'm afraid. But if it's
Understandable.
information you want, I'm not opposed to outsourcing my weed whacking business.
Big grin from Alvin.
Gramps here has a very detailed dossier on every one of the more scrupulous factions that still make their way sliming through the Underdark. Or, not the Underdark. Through the Underground.
The Undercity, maybe?
No, just Underground.
Yeah.
It's because Underdark is an actual
I know.
name. I'm like, no, let's not use that because that will give different implications. Just the Underdark. Just fuck's sake, the
Just
Underground.
the Underground and the Undercity. Let's go with one of those two.
It's
The
not even.
Dark Under.
The phrase isn't even Underdark. You wouldn't even use that, and I don't even know why my brain is switching to that.
Underworld.
I know, right?
Underground. Going underground.
Oh no, Underground.
I mean, sure, if that's all you want, I can get Gramps
Oh.
here to provide you with some information about how to locate various cells. Sure.
Well, 2 of them we want to kill because I have a personal grudge against them. They stole some of my stuff and my technology.
Well,
One we want to.
let's put a pin in that. We are still trying to maintain a civilized society here in
Well,
Bastion.
if we can capture
Not-
them and
the classic.
arrest them.
The cop just goes, "Yes, we just want to kill these two."
Well, at least arrest them then.
I can give you information for you to bring them to justice. And if a
Yeah.
confrontation gets out and you need to defend yourself, well,
Accidents happen.
we don't endorse we don't endorse vigilante killing here in Bastion. What, after all, we must separate ourselves from the monsters. Am I right?
Yes. It's more.
I feel
I'm
I'm
just
being
still a
stared
little.
at.
I'm just a little more pissed off that they stole from me. It's not things I.
You were dead at the time.
Yes, but it's still
That's them
mine.
stealing from him.
If someone stole fuck you's things, he would probably going up on a killing spree just to find out who it was.
Well,
Oh,
damn,
you can't
man.
steal from me.
Yeah, no one tries to steal from you.
Oh yeah.
Also, I don't think he would if he was dead.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone stole from me, they would probably be dead before they left the room.
That too.
Just kind of see Grabs kind of swirl his head toward you. What? Wait, who is it you wanted to find?
A gnome, I think he was.
You know, the underground ones who deal with the illegal stuff.
Ah,
Deliberately vague.
the Brotherhood
Details.
simps. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
those ones.
Yeah.
Brotherhood of the Empress lot.
And you wanted to what? Was it kill them or dismantle them?
Yes.
Individually, dismantle.
Well, we've
Oh,
sort of
I mean, I don't think you're
Dismantle, dismember, same thing.
Yeah, that's what Alvina's assuming he was meaning as well.
Look.
He takes
It's
the
not-
arm and dismantles
I mean, I
it.
guess
It's
it's
not this for this, It's not for this old man to tell you young whippersnappers what to do with your time, but my personal opinion, it's not worth trying to dismantle the entire organization. They're like hydras. You cut off one head, they grow back. What's that phrase what's that analogy you're always using? Weeds. Weeds, that's what they are. If you're
That's
just
why you
looking
go
for
for
one
the
or two
roots.
members, though, no problem. I can get you that.
That's why you go for the roots
Perfect.
when killing things like that.
Well, yeah, but I think when we wanted to invite you here, I think what old Darkside here was looking for was, a little bit more ambitious plans than taking out a small
We got
organization of slavers.
Oh
We
yeah,
got
more.
We got a lot more ambitious plans than that, but
So, in terms of plans, what issues are currently facing the rebellion as a whole, or just Bastion?
I mean,
I've got a question.
How long you got?
Who's the rebellion actually rebelling against? Because I've never been clear on that.
they're rebelling against the things trying to eat them, for the most part.
That could be a lot of people, to be fair.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
do I feel like
exactly.
being stared at again?
I mean, usually
Who's staring at me? Who's watching?
a rebellion is going against something that is like a government or monarchy or something. But
Well, we
think monarchy
have
is
the
one of
government
them.
and they have a monarchy.
And
with
an
the
empire.
and an empire.
So
but
which-
All three of them.
so which one are they rebelling
I didn't-
against?
all of them.
Yeah, why don't you let them... Yes,
Yeah.
but there's got to be a priority, Doctor.
I know, but unfortunately, the priorities.
Well, you don't know their priorities. Let them speak.
Okay. What's your priority then? Apparently.
No, to be fair, I think I think your group has it pretty well sussed out. If you'll turn your attention to the map here.
Yes.
This is where I get to do what I do best and explain the bureaucracy of the politics behind the rebellion.
Hell yeah.
Now, you'll see over here we have three major parties. You've got the Primal Monarchy to the west, the Ethereal Republic to the north, and the Radiant Empire to the east. To put it quite frank, the rebellion is, well, rebelling against all three. You're not wrong in that. Quite frankly, all three would like to enslave us, devour us for power, and generally make our lives pretty crap. And I don't know about you guys, but I quite like not being a slave.
Yes.
Mm.
That's why I have been trying to slightly undermine them and find their disgruntled parties and get them onto our side.
Yeah, so I've been hearing. We'll get to that in a moment. I think it's an effort worth applauding, Dr. Escar, but I think you might be chewing off more than you're able to swallow. But anyway,
That's
let's
normal.
not dwell on negative just just yet, not when there's fancies of grandeurs to be endured. Currently, the rebellion's priority is and always has been the defense of the remaining population of free Noids and the safety and growth of our civilizations. As of date, I think our best researchers and wizards have indicated 7 generations of eras have passed at this point. I think that equates to roughly 7,000 years. There has never been, well, except for one, flourishing Noid society in the entirety of the cosmos.
Oh,
Except for one. Is that this one or
a different one.
a different
No, that is. We've only ever found traces of their existence, and I should indicate that they are no longer around. An ancient civilization. From what we can determine, they were a society of incredibly advanced artificery, with advancements in not only that, but also psionic technology and a mastery over the elements. They created great cities and were able to modify their own biomes around them and environments to flourish into quite an advanced civilization.
I've heard bits and pieces of this, yes, and found a few bits. Well, people that I mean, the witness, and I think Drax has probably told me a bit about it as well.
Yes, I believe they. Is this an appropriate voice? Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this. This is the best voice I can get for Darkseid so far.
Plus, we also found a demon in a fridge. Or was it a
That was a
devil?
different thing. That was a different
was-
thing. And we put them back in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
break
Noid
them up.
Society of Elysium, I believe they refer to themselves as.
Hmm.
Yes, we still to this day find trace elements of what we refer to as Elysium steel, an incredibly complex composite of remarkable properties. If we actually have also found several vaults throughout the realm, you may have noticed the massive doors to the south of the nest.
Yes.
That is actually a Elysium vault.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't scan it.
We
I
haven't
didn't
been there
know.
yet.
No, I've been.
What's the interesting thing? Their vaults don't come up with any known magic detectors. We have found elements of Arcanite used and artificery used in their construction, but they seem to use a very strange, almost, I must imagine, cloaking technology. That their Arcanite is not detectable. Their technology is not detectable from standard divination.
Oh,
Do you know anything like that, Zormir?
well, I was more meaning with to be a bit more open as well. This thing, and show them the architect. This has allowed me to scan and see your quite impressive array of security
I'm
systems in place.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the thing you got that from was humanoid.
No,
having met one, that's not humanoid. I don't think that was I think that might be a different party involved. That's how Vina is telling you this, kind of side-eyed.
Fascinating.
No, oh no.
I'm going out on a limb here.
yes, I mean the witness isn't actually corporeal or altogether there.
Maybe
As
just cat.
there's yes, we seem to be encountering some
Entities.
entities
Something. We don't know what. They're pretty fun.
that are brung here by something we've done or something to do with us, but not entirely here. I think they're being kept away by the fact that no one knows about them or something here in this realm
Well,
is
Cat-
blocking them.
Cat sort of mentioned that if I were to say kill the 5 elemental rulers, something good might happen.
Yes, the same with getting rid of the Arcanites for me.
Morph didn't tell me anything.
Morph did. They told us the javelins were useful.
Oh, yeah.
We have no idea what they are.
Fascinating.
Before you ask.
No, I can say quite confidently that I have not heard of anything like this. Might be a strange side effect of your travel from a different dimension or a different sphere altogether. I'll have Vergus look into this, see if there's any traces in the archives.
Awesome. That'd be very handy to know, actually.
While we finish up the conversation on the Elysium, I should also inform you that one of our major blockers, as you were asking about earlier, when it comes to diving and delving into that vault, is that several of the technologies or safeguards appear to require a particular genetic gene to open. Unfortunately, one that is very rare in the modern Noid population.
Which one?
Such as?
Or anything specific, if you know what the gene is, at least.
As just a gene unique to the Elysium people. You would need somebody of Elysium bloodline to open.
Well, I'm not against testing to see
Yeah,
if.
that's a question. With our knowledge as other people, from the other sphere, was there anything that referenced anything called Elysium where we're from?
Or scanner bar.
It could be
Give
Jones.
me history checks.
History checks.
Come on, Alvina. Somehow know something about this.
History.
Yes!
Nah, I'm
I don't know
guessing.
what she knows, but natural 20 for an 18. But it's still
Okay.
a nat 20.
Gwent knows something from our history.
Apparently, Gwen also knows something from our world.
So I guess we'll start with everyone with 18 or above. You are 100% confident. Well, apart from Gwen. Gwen doesn't know this. They're not from that world. They'll know something else in a second.
Yeah, I was
So, Zormir and Alvina, you are 100% confident that you have never heard of the Elysium in the main sphere.
Cool.
Not from any let's see, Alvina, ancient civilizations.
If there's a dragon or anyone that references dragons, it would probably be something to do with that she knows them from.
I'm trying to think what the Fantasian involvement were in the two, because there have been some planar-wide conflicts involving what would be equivalent to like ancient civilizations that you might know. I'm trying to think if Fantasia was involved in any of those. Fantasia's had its own isolated thing with disparity in the Feywild Wars.
Yeah.
Not the Feywild Wars, the Fellwild Wars? I don't know what the hell I called
I
them.
remember what you called it. I remember it was a thing. We've talked about it. I remember. I know the war you're referencing.
As well as Fantasian civil wars that have gone on.
The usual.
But so you may or may not know this following information just based on picking up somewhere. We'll say you have the option of picking it up because it's kind of just like ancient legends that get told around, so you could easily have heard it in like a tavern.
Oh, it could be the kind of stuff because she did spend a lot of time like chatting with literally an ancient dragon, so it could have been just stories.
Yeah. But for Zormir, the most prominent like ancient civilization that you're aware of is the Hero Forge Empire, which spanned a lot of Eros back in, I think it was the 3rd or 4th generation or era. But they were a very famous civilization of dwarfs that originally created the Hero Forge weapons, which are sentient weapons of great power, and that actually level up with the player as they get more powerful.
Oh, that kind of weapon. Awesome.
Um,
I'm happy they exist.
Yep. And are what you generally find of when you're looking for ancient like vaults. You're looking for a Hero Forged vault because that shit's always loaded with cool tech and magic items. They mysteriously vanished. They also had conflicts with the returning giants, and they had a lot of dwarf giant wars going on around that. As well as that, you were also aware of the demonoid Imperial Empire, which was one of the other factions involved in the Hero Forge Imperial Wars that spanned several of the different realms that the two empires were attempting to effectively spread to. There has been a couple of the demonic empire, like imperial empires, but they generally get, eventually fail out of backstabbing because they're made of demons.
They are made of demons, so they are not stable.
But you're
Fair
also
enough.
vaguely aware of the counterpart to the Hero Forge weapons, which is the Demon Forge weapons, which are weapons said to be forged of pure evil and will corrupt anyone who wields them. They are also sentient weapons that grow in power, but they are also cursed weapons.
Fair enough.
Classics.
Classic. Other than that, Gwen, you have heard of Elysium, but only because you are from this world. But also because there is a rumor of, or at least like one of those rumors that get passed around as it's clearly false, like it's false hope. You tell it to children, or like some people vigorously hold on to it as the final hope before they just give up as being a slave. Or they give up on trying to get free. And that is that there is a secret ancient city off the Elysium somewhere in the irradiated sea. That if the slaves can get free and actually escape, that they may find the secret paradise of Elysium. And that if they get to Elysium, Elysium has such advanced defenses and technology, and is that they have allowed themselves to not only hide themselves from the rest of the cosmos, but also that they are able to defend themselves against any incursion of any of the factions. That they are quite literally the holy grail of safety for a slave, or for a Noid seeking safety.
Well, tough shit. We're not heading back to the radiated sea anyway.
Good to know. I thought Gwen would be down, so good to know.
No, not going that direction if I can absolutely help it.
We're sort of going that way. We'll go on the southern, like.
Take the
direction.
scenic route.
And we need to get to the primal chaos, so we'll take the other route. We'll avoid the radiated sea. You good with that?
Yeah.
The other piece of information is Dr. Zormir, something tickles at the back of your mind as you remember that you found some of this strange alloy that you couldn't quite piece together. That it appears to be an incredibly advanced composite of steel. It's incredibly lightweight and durable.
I remember that.
Is
I
that-
do remember that. Yeah. There was that metal we couldn't identify.
Is it the stuff we've got so many, the one radiant?
No,
or is it-
we got it much earlier. There was literally a weird one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is one that you couldn't identify. It was a very strange metal that originally I think Fade came across it while they were investigating. It was while you were tackling the honey elemental, and when you did initially find and free Jones.
Yeah, I got told that we had this weird metal. Do you know what it is? Because I wasn't there for the session, so I got asked, "Do I know what it is?" and I didn't. So.
Was it on me or was it on one of the other people who had it? Because
If it wasn't on you, then it would be on Fade.
all right,
Well, that's fine.
But either way, you are at least aware of it, as I do believe that you were given it to have a look over, and you weren't able to identify, since you're the only one with actual metal proficiency. So you are aware that there is a metal that you have looked at that you were unable to identify that seemed incredibly advanced, and that kind of ticks in your mind as you piece it together that this must have been Elysium steel.
It lines up for it at least.
believe one of your the people who was working with us might have had some of that metal you're on about.
Quite possibly. We find quite large chunks of it in the various faults that we've found. Like I said, the technology is incredibly useful, but unfortunately it's so advanced we've struggled to backward engineer it. Most we can do is incorporate it into various parts of our structures.
I believe I did try to scan it with this, and it couldn't. I couldn't detect
Well, that's the
anything
interesting thing. It doesn't actually seem to be magic in of itself.
Is it just metal? Just a weird metal.
Incredibly lightweight and advanced and sturdy metal, which has actually made brute forcing our way through the vaults also incredibly difficult, to the point where we've managed to delve the first layer or two, but we've had no luck going further, and the amount of resources it would take to go any further just cannot justify the unknown. But still, its defenses seem to reincorporate over time, so it's made for an excellent challenge for those wishing to join the Golden Hearts. Aye, it does. How's her voice? Oh, aye, it
That's not
does.
far off, yeah.
I absolutely love throwing in newbies in there. Really hardens them up.
I wouldn't
I
call
mean, it's not
ourselves
great.
newbies.
If they're going to be sailing the cosmos, fighting against fleets of giants and flying metal men, well, I think it's only fair they can handle themselves a little bit, don't you think?
We have fought a few giants already.
Ooh, have ya?
I wouldn't say we killed, but we certainly sent
No, we
him.
did. We did.
No, I'm talking about the Oni King.
Oh, we killed. Do you forget that we killed our way to the Oni King?
Well, we killed that.
We
Yes,
killed a lot of people.
but I don't know where the Oni King is anywhere. That's kind of nebulous now. Did you
He
see
got
what
punched
happened to
out of
them, Gwen?
existence. He got punched out of existence by a big ass golem we made.
Yes, that did
He's
cost
not
me
dead. He's somewhere. Possibly
did-
wishing he was.
that did cost me a bit of my ship's propulsion.
Two to be
Though.
exact. 2 pillars to be exact.
Propellers.
Yeah.
Well,
I
if
need
you ever
to-
want to see if you can make it any further through the dungeon, you've got a free pass to give it a try. I'll make sure my lads step aside for you. Point
Hell
you in
yeah.
the most dangerous direction.
Hell yes. I mean, it's like that she punches the air.
I know you'd go.
Just make sure you're prepared for constructs. The place is littered with them.
Good to know. Thank you.
Okay, then we need to update.
We've already talked about this.
Yes.
I mean, it's just points. We've talked about this.
Yes. We've noticed some
Told
of
you I
our.
was right.
We have noticed some of less favorable enemies to fight.
Speak for yourself.
I know you like to fight everything.
But yes, that is the majority of that we've learned about. Yes, that's the majority that we've learned about the Alyssa. No, I don't know what the fucking voice I'm doing anymore.
That was
This
pretty
is
good.
not
That was
just
good. That was good. It worked.
But if there's no further questions about the Elysium,
No, I can think of. I think that's a good, like,
I mean,
what we've got so far.
I'm
got
sure there are
some armor
secrets
that I
of-
could borrow.
we do have our problem that we brung with us that we've lost track of for now.
What problem?
Yeah.
Junior.
Oh yeah. Do you know anything about that weird techie nerd vampire?
We have been getting intelligence from one of the scrap yards of a large gathering of undead in the bowels of the underground there. We've not sent anyone to investigate just yet.
Yeah.
We need to capture him.
Yeah. Run. Well, I'll kill him. I'm fine with either.
No, we need to capture him. We need to know what he did. I need to know the.
Yeah.
I need the
Initially capture
construction
him
of-
and then probably
If
kill him
anyone,
later on.
if anyone does decide to go to that kind of area, rough description: runt of the litter vampire, but still a vampire. So
He is someone
missing
that
a
we.
fang.
Yes, I'll send word to Warder Charwood to keep an eye out.
We kind of need to capture him to if we want to explore the possibility of getting the noids from this realm into ours. Because he's the one who made a bomb that went weird and ended up throwing us here. I need to know how he constructed it to essentially reverse engineer it, or at least figure out what the hell he did.
And honestly, he's very, very fun to beat up. So.
And also my quarry.
See,
For
well,
reasons I'm not going to into.
I'll make sure I pass along any information that the feathers are able to discern.
It's greatly appreciated.
I mean, out of game, I've just thought of a theory that maybe Junior's bomb actually caused this world to shatter.
That's some weird time shit, but I like that vibe. I like that. I like that. That sounds cool.
I think we've already got the reasoning why this one shattered as well. It was one side joined the other. Well, the giants joined the other.
No, they
opposite
didn't
side.
leave. They didn't leave. I think was the more bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
The giants changed sides in our world, and that's why the gods would. The giants didn't in this world, so it broke. I believe that was the reasoning, at least. But it's entirely possible the bomb caused it. That's not a bad shout.
I mean, it could have made it worse.
It probably didn't help. It probably almost certainly didn't help
Yeah.
the situation.
Definitely didn't help. There's probably some weird warp where we came in.
Oh yeah, we should find out if there's any more of our shit just dumped in that literal spot that we end up in. Oh yeah, also there
Well, that
might
would
be a
have been
giant
taken
magical
away as
artillery
well
cat.
with the rest.
Also, there might be a giant artillery battery somewhere in the salvage yard.
Oh yes, the
Yeah.
thing you ripped up out of the ground.
Yes.
We're going to add that to my ship.
I'm sorry, I dropped it when I got transported between dimensions while unconscious.
I don't blame you for that. I just one
I
of the
blame
things
you
we
for
lost
this.
track of. I'm just glad we kept track of my ship.
We didn't. We found it eventually.
It got nicked. We got captured. That's how we found
We
it.
lost. It was Steve, right?
Yeah.
This is Joe out of
Yeah.
character.
Lost Steve, yes.
We lost Steve. Oh yeah, also Steve. I give a description of Steve so Jerry can't remember what they look like because it was like episode 1 that we got them described to us, and we're 60 episodes further in. We know they're alive, actually.
Captured
As well.
by.
Yeah,
No, we
don't
know
wanna
they're alive
trust
because
that
they were
information 100%.
No, not from that. We got seen in a different situation that showed they were alive.
Yeah.
So, I give a description. This person captured by nothing
Nothing.
in the salvage yard, however long ago.
Couple months ago.
Couple months ago. Last we heard, he was still alive.
I
He's a
mean,
friend of ours. If you have any information, if you get any information on him, we'd appreciate it.
I mean, you guys know that fuck you still got scrying prepared, yeah?
Yeah, that's the information that I believe we know he's alive because of you, because I think you scryed him.
No, I only scried on Junior.
No, we got it from somewhere that wasn't Lou's patron, that told us he was still alive.
I think it was one of
Because
the
Lou's
controls.
patron told us.
Yeah.
No, Lou's patron did, but as well. But we got another one from
we?
something. Yeah, I distinctly remember we got it from something, but I don't.
It was
remember what.
either Assas Inn or the Professor, because both were around that area coming up. I think they might have passed them.
That makes sense.
You may... Yeah, I think you're at least aware that the Nothics would have taken Steve back to Reflection. Especially because that's hilariously where Assassin is from.
Never
Assassin...
established that.
Yeah, we did. It's fun. For better knowledge.
Yeah, I mean,
should
no
be
one's
a
actually asked.
secret.
No one's actually asked fuck you to Scribe to see if Steve is alive or not.
I
I
specifically
never
remember.
passed the information on.
Yeah, that's why
Don't
we didn't know.
think.
We didn't know that one. We knew from somewhere else.
Mhm.
I remember we knew from somewhere else. I just can't remember what. It was quite early on. Like, I'm not gonna it was like episode 30s, I think, is where we found out that they're still alive.
You've
We
been
saw them,
bit.
like on a table or something being tortured. It was something like that.
Busy to
Or in a cell. It was something. It was at some point we
I think
saw
he was
they
in
were
a
alive.
cell.
That might have been it. They were definitely, remember we saw them alive. In something.
Yeah.
And all of us saw it. So.
bit busy. Yeah.
That
We've
doesn't
been
Ask you to
necessarily mean that
scry
it
on
was
anyone.
at the present at that point.
Yeah, we don't know. But we're pretty sure he's alive, or at least hope he's alive. And if nothing else, we at least want to find out that he's dead.
Give him a proper
Honestly,
burial.
like, we do quite like Steve as a group.
Yes.
So,
We knew him so well.
we do him so very well. But,
I
yeah.
tried to keep him alive, and he still
Hey,
decided to.
I thought he died a hero.
Huh?
So finding out he's alive and a hero. So
Yes.
it's a
The
win-win.
best kind of hero.
Yeah, not dead.
Also, because I just had to search for the old character sheet, a human, apparently.
Was he human? I could not remember.
Yes.
Yeah,
thought
I remember-
for some
I
reason
remember
he was a
the-
halfling.
Yeah, I remembered he was human. Because I
he
think
was a
we said,
paladin, wasn't
yeah,
he?
because we said at the time, oh, he's literally the only human in the party.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, while you guys
Paladin
discuss
rogue.
that, we're going to take our first opportunity for our first 5 minutes break because I've ran out of water. Let's
Fair
go.
enough.
That's why you peed in the pool.
Because he ran out of water? What?
Yeah.
Oh, because human.
But yeah, I the fact that we know they're alive, Alvina will just basically make that an ask. If you find any information about this guy,
Yeah.
um,
I'd like to find our old party member. We've just been extremely busy. Not.
we've been busy and they've been captured.
We-
And we've been honestly trying to get our bearings this entire time.
Just side
And-
quest after side quest.
Yeah, we're coming for you, buddy. At some point, we'll get there. We'll get around to.
And then you'll have a second character to worry about.
We'll also have a second character sheet.
Oh, don't worry, I'll get him to die soon enough.
He will go down in glory. For glory!
He is a paladin, I believe.
Yeah.
So.
Paladin Rogue.
Paladin rogue. Oh yeah, I remember him being a rogue because he was like ridiculously sneaky, wasn't he? Or was it ridiculously dodgy? It was something like that. He was like insanely good at something roguey.
Actually, not so much. Like, only a +7 for stealth. Not
Mm.
Oh
hugely.
yeah, only a
But that's
plus
like
he-
one.
level. That was literally like level
Yeah, he
5.
managed.
Though it was
He
a while
managed to
ago.
hide from the
Oh, level 8.
the
Level
dragons.
8. That was it.
Initially.
He managed to hide from the chimera.
Yeah, the chimera initially, and then I think
Did a crazy acrobatics
After
trick.
you went
Ended up
after,
doing it well.
Try and save him.
Mhm.
Fuck, you did quite a good job of hiding from the commanders as well.
And Alvina fucked off and found some dragon eggs. Because she assumed he was dead.
It's
Yeah.
a good assumption.
And then we found Gwen.
Yeah, we did. We offered them ramen.
Yes. Ramen.
Actually, suppose
The best kind.
Well, yeah, Alvina's ramen. But
And
yeah,
then-
I am actually going to grab something from the fridge, so back in a sec.
Okay.
I am hungry.
Good times hiding from things that are lurking about the place and trying to, whilst other people are looting across the way.
Alright, I am
Oh,
back.
that's why you don't split the party.
We do our best. We try.
We've split the party through everything.
I know, but sometimes we have to.
We got everyone?
No, Jamie
Wolfie,
stepped
will
away.
be back in a sec, though.
I believe he's back already. Heard some rustling. Jamie,
Yes?
Oh,
Yep.
back.
we're all here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just put my headphones.
Russell, Russell,
Now.
Russell,
Russell.
Where
Change
were
that,
we?
Uh, being told
Steve.
about our Steve.
Our friend Steve.
Yes. No, I've heard rumor about this. Apparently, our agents who keep a watch over Reflection has indicated that the Nothics did bring in a human only recently, a couple of weeks back. The Steve fellow seems to fit that description. I'm afraid your friend is now the captive of the slumbering aboleths.
For a second then, I thought you were going to say the captain.
He might be. He was looking for a god.
We can only hope.
We seem to be keeping them at bay with Chris.
What?
We seem to be keeping them at bay with secrets as well. I'd love this to have this, see this little montage. He's just got like all these weird secrets that are just not anything relevant that they want.
Well,
being called Doug.
While I'm sure your friend is no doubt reasonably unharmed, from what our intel's gathered, the slumbering aboleths don't make a show out of torturing their captives like some of the other factions do. The fact that
there's going to be a lot of psychological trauma there.
No, the fact that they will no doubt be mining his sleep for information does present a concern when it comes to the Republic. No doubt this information has made its way up to the Senate by now, which means, unfortunately, your secret might already be out.
And
And
weren't keeping it that well anyway.
It does.
yes, do remind me to reuse that line whenever you ask for too much information. And I stress the importance of confidentiality, and maybe your party isn't the best to share that confidential information with.
I'm not going to argue. I get you.
But this presents a danger that no doubt this Republic will be putting targets on your minds. And if your goal, Dr. Escar, as you present it, is to find a way to return to your home world, I must stress the importance that this information does not fall on Republic hands, unless you too would like to face the Armada coming to your galaxy.
Far away.
I have it on good authority. I don't have a mind. So
No.
we're safe on that one.
So you just keep thinking that.
I can't. That's the point.
There we go.
Well, unfortunately, when people come to challenging my abilities with artificery, it kind of ends up. I get a bit
You hate
Zealous.
You jump into it and do something insane.
I get
Yeah,
a little.
sometimes you just walk away with a group of enemies for no reason and leave all your team behind.
We saved him.
Oh, are you talking about back there?
And there. And there as well. And there. And there.
Well, technically, one of them actually saved your
The
asses
places
from
would not be
dying.
yet.
We were fine.
As that may be,
Most of us were.
I'd
Fine.
also advise of
We
being
were going to prison.
cautious around placing yourself in any precarious situations when it comes to the Monstro Guild from that fact. If there is a bounty out on you, do be aware the Monstro Guild can be pliable at times, but they will sell you out to the highest bidder.
Monstro Guild, we are most likely going to kick in the teeth if they come anywhere near us.
How would we find if there's a bounty out about one of my party members?
Well, I mean, accessing the ethereal...
He squints his eyes at Gwen.
Accessing the ethereal net's most wanted bounties list should be relatively easy if you make your way to a connected terminal. We don't keep any here in Bastion for good reason. Information exchange goes both ways, but I believe you can find one at Mind's Expanse to the east.
Okay.
But do be cautious of dealings with Mr. Kraken. He is quite the sharp individual. I would not put two past him.
Leave that.
I
I'm
don't
going
know
to.
if you know it, but Neil knows
mind?
it and Neil understands what Glenn's doing. Doesn't blame him.
Oh yeah, 100%. I also know what you're doing, but
Excuse me for a second.
Alvin is far too stupid.
Cuddle the group together.
Why are we huddling?
Uh,
Alvin says it to
This is a group
Alright.
hug.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any more leaves? You're showing a bit.
No. Alvin looks down at her.
Have you been eating the leaves?
No. Alvin looks down at her actually not like cloth clothing, by the way. It's self-repairing magical clothing. It's definitely not breaking.
Mr. Kraken is the one with the other piece of the thing that we need to continue our deal with the fire giant back.
Well, not him specifically, but the Monstro Guild.
Yes.
The guy worked for Mr. Kraken.
By the way, Lucas is in the huddle with you, just like puffing smoke out of a cigarette into your
Oh,
faces.
Why?
Do not. What is this? Is a stressful situation. He looks just like the rebellion leader. It's fucking freaky, I'll tell you.
What?
Yeah,
Why
bit
are
of
we
a
huddled?
coincidence, eh?
Uh,
I don't know why we're huddled either. Alvina, by the way,
Yeah.
has not been whispering in any way into this conversation, so they heard that.
Oh,
But she
for
just...
fuck's sake. Oh,
Also,
yeah.
what the fuck
who's-
is a Mr. Kraken?
Who,
It's
who,
the
who looks
Kraken
like
in
your
the
leader?
suit.
What? The guy with the black hair, although my leader is much more dignified. He has silver hair.
I was about to say
Very
he's
sexy.
blonde. I was
So
about
is
to say
yours
he's
called
blonde.
Mr. Darkside as well, or is he Mr. Blondside?
Something else.
But
Mr.
no, he's,
Sapphire Side?
he's Mr. Lightside.
Mr. Lightside?
Mr. Lightside. He's like...
That is why we are called the Light Rebellion of.
So you sure
Oh,
that
my.
are you sure that we definitely don't have a like, or there's definitely not a connection then?
Do we have a
What?
One Piece situation here? Do we have 3 different versions of...
Whoa! I'm gonna have to stop you there. I'm like episode 50 in One Piece in my One Piece journey. I'm gonna have no spoilers.
Actually?
Shut your fucking mouth.
That's quite impressive, actually.
It's going great so far.
Rina's now dead.
Oh yeah, I'm on episode like 1,000 or something. So
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah, no, I got a very long journey ahead of me.
Yes, you do. Well, respect.
So Lucas, we aren't familiar with Mirror Realm stuff. Generally, is there a mirror version of a person, or is it just one person each side?
What? Don't be fucking dumb. That's not how that works.
Apparently it is, because he's apparently his twin.
No,
No,
that's
I'm-
not. Nobody is born in the Mirror Realm. No, we all migrate there. In fact, if a couple wants to, have an offspring,
Bow wow.
well, no, they can do that. That's fine. If they want more little rebellion runs, they have to actually leave the Mirror Realm to,
Ah,
give birth.
What?
Okay, so we might have an identical twin situation, a weird
that
other
makes sense.
situation.
Maybe I would be honest with you. I also thought you were all bullshitting little resistance over here, but this, maybe there is a connection. You know what?
I'm willing to think. I'm willing to.
I'm willing to graze my fang on this. The resemblance is uncanny. Maybe they are twins.
Makes sense.
You know,
I'm starting to think there's a whole litter of them.
Maybe there's a bunch of rebellions, and each one is one of these siblings.
I mean, it is founded on the principle of compartmentalization.
Exactly.
I think we might need to go and speak to Jam, who also had an identical twin.
Sam had like 15 identical twins. We've met 3 of them.
Technically, he didn't have identical
At that point, it's no
twins.
longer twins.
He just had a lot of siblings, and you're all racist against shifters.
No, Alvina knows a lot of them. She actually got on really, really
Racist
well
with
with one
the-
of them, who was the chef guy,
Romeo.
remember?
I'm a damn shifter.
That's what I'm saying. We're not.
It's
racist
not a
with
shifter, it's
Romeo.
the changeling.
Not
we
sure
are
the
very
changeling.
much doing We're not racist. We have a shifter friend.
We're not ready to have a different friend, which is a different species
Yeah.
to the one we're allegedly being racist against.
Just because the doppelganger like shapeshifters look identical doesn't mean they are. You just perceive them as such.
No, I don't need to know the difference. One of them's a cook.
That's the only way Alvina knows the difference. There's one cooks, one knows about dragons.
Guys, don't you think it's a little rude for us to be huddled over here whispering? They seem. Well, actually, they're not paying attention to us. Never mind. I think they're okay with this.
And they're getting a drink.
It was more
I mean, we're
because
barely
of,
whispering, to be fair.
I'm not sure how they're going to react to. Well, they do know that we're trying to recruit.
Yeah, I
Tell you.
don't know what to tell you there, Zormi. I don't know how well that's gonna go over. You might just want to be very careful how you word that.
Well, it's disgruntled.
Even I know you guys, and even I really struggle with the idea.
I know it's a long shot, but I think at least getting the people who are not happy with the regimes that they're in is a lot easier than trying to convince a zealot to give up things.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure most of them are kinda happy with the regimes.
Well, I don't think he is when he's been kicked off in the middle of nowhere and has no respect.
Wait, who are we talking about?
The leader. He's not
That's
respect.
specific. That's specific.
The leader of the fire giants that we met, along with the good old crafter.
No, he just wants to impress his dad.
Yes.
I think he's quite happy with the regime. It's just the fact that he wants to impress his dad, who's higher up.
Oh,
Of all people, you should know about.
And that's working more towards the
People.
regime than anything else.
okay, then when we can at least then aim the anger in a different direction against one of the other factions.
Yeah. Well, we've already said we're gonna
We
kill
can be more of
the
a
5 elemental
pacifist.
rulers, so we're just gonna kill everyone.
Wait, are you guys talking about Imix?
Yeah,
Yes.
and the others.
You fucking weaklings are going to kill the Lord of Fire. That's what. Oh, you guys.
I
I
have
knew
a
you
bit of
once.
them in a jar.
1 second. I need to have a little sip of blood wine.
Blood.
It's wine. Shut up. It's blood wine.
Very irony wine.
So
Actually, I
they're
call
they're
it
actually a
irony wine,
Klingon.
It's irony wine.
Irony wine.
I'll be honest. The more I spend time with you, the more mad you all seem. I'm very much vibing with it.
Mhm.
I would back shit.
You get used
Oh.
to it.
Wait,
Oh
till-
no,
wait.
I'm loving it. It's great. You're so ambitious. You're
You've
going to
got
die, of course, but at least I'll watch in the sidelines and laugh.
Hey, do you want to come
That's
into
what
the elemental, the realm, the rainbow realm, and kill some Arcanites as well? Watch that.
Nobody can go in the rainbow realm. What are you? Have you been? Did you get dropped on the head?
Yes, you
No.
did. I did.
I mean,
I
I
dropped-
assume so, yeah.
I
pretty
dropped
much.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
got. No, I believe I was concentrating very hard on creating a giant that could combat an Oni, and somehow tapped into a weird little witness.
Zormir, I think we're going off topic now again.
I know.
They- yeah.
They're asking where I
Ben's
found
just
out this
whispering.
information.
Concussion. He had a concussion.
Remember when he died? We
Wait,
didn't
Gwen.
get him to resurrect
Twice.
fast enough.
Gwen, aren't you a cleric? Can't you just heal that?
Something
I
has been
mean-
brain too
Going.
deep.
I
You
don't have a
can, but
magist. I'm the fucking therapist.
He also
Yeah.
thinks he's a therapist policeman. So, you know, how far do we go?
Okay, try your healing on my brain.
Guys, I think we have to focus. Okay, we
I
have
think
to
we're good.
focus
I think
again.
we're good. Break! Bam! Albany just smacks the two people next to him on the back. and turns away.
Okay. Sorry, where were we?
I have no idea.
No, please take your time.
Yes.
I've booked out all evening for this meeting.
That was probably smart.
Just to ask a
Appreciate
silly
that, thank
question of you
Oh, I love silly
Lovely.
questions. Go for it.
people. I assume you brought us here because you want us to take on some kind of annoying, impossible task.
Oh yeah, do you have any annoying possible tasks you want to do?
Yes, apparently we're taking a sail on them.
No,
I
we don't
mean,
your
like,
laundry.
they're going to mention something eventually that either has money, looks a fuck you, more cultists, looks at Lou, or something to
Who
eat,
shrugs his
Salvina.
shoulder?
Alvina, finger guns. Gwen, you know me. Or a pet.
So, they're going to mention something, and we're just going to be dragged along. We might as well go in head first for once.
I thought we were going to go and see some people over at Banshee's Grove next.
We are.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to ask these guys if they had any jobs over there they wanted us doing.
Ah, yes, you're looking for the other shoe. Yes, yes. Well,
Right.
I can, please, please. Do not worry.
We were
If
looking
there's
for
one
shoes.
thing I've learnt from my very extensive time as leader of various Noid races, it's that I don't need to give you a task. I've gotten a pretty good feel on the pulse of this party, and I feel like giving you a task would be antithetical to achieving my own ends for the rebellion. No, rather, what I'm going to do is I'm going to support and supply and finance your party as much as I can and let you loose on the world. And while you're distracting everyone,
Get the real jobs done.
get the real
Good.
jobs done.
I get you.
So all I would like
You
from
know,
your
divide
party
and conquer technique.
is I would
No.
like you to absolutely destroy as much of my opposition and the rebellion's opposition as possible.
Can do.
I approve of this plan.
Does it involve the Monstro Guild? Are they going to be destroyed as well?
Yes.
Well, I hadn't thought about it. Well, that's a lie. I've actually thought several plans about it. But what I should more accurately say, after all, in the aim of transparency, is the Monstro Guild is not a priority for us. They are problematic in several ways, but unfortunately useful if you can produce the right dealings.
All of them, or just some of them?
Sorry, I just whispered to Gwen. So that's a yes if it's convenient enough.
Now, I'm not going to shed any tears over any monstral destruction, only that unfortunately there is some resourcing and information that we are unable to acquire by Noid means, and where convenient, the Monstral Guild is unfortunately and begrudgingly a useful avenue for such adventures.
So if we
After
can
all,
replace
like I
them-
said,
Then.
they will sell out whoever and whatever for the right price. Never
So-
forget that.
Oh, if we took over the organization and picked out the things that we don't want.
Well, I did want you to be ambitious.
Look,
The
we've got a
dream
hit
big.
list of at least 5 of the most powerful creatures that exist in the world. We might
The
as well deal with the rest.
Arkanites.
I wasn't even thinking the Arkanites, I was thinking the 5 elemental rulers, but we can take the
I've-
Arkanites are on the list too.
Yes.
We'll do the
Also,
top
do you
6 then.
Do you happen to know a rough area that we might find each of the 5 elemental rulers? Like, they got a homeland?
I mean, more distinct than the primal lands, or
A bit narrow it down, at least. It's a big place, I imagine.
I mean, do you have their address? That'd be really
Do
helpful.
they happen to have big, shiny, famous castle each? That'd be very convenient.
oh yes, each has their own palace.
Perfect.
They're not hard to locate. They're just really powerful and technically immortal so long as their element exists.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with putting them in jars. That's what we did with the bit of Imix we found.
Then fair.
Alvina is basically going to if if Chris does not have one, she will ask what are the names of these 5 castles.
You were given adequate locations on the map that I'll show one day when it becomes relevant if you ever make it that far east.
Exactly,
So
that was the
I-
point. Yeah, I assumed that was the answer. We have
How many
these li-
jars do you want me to make for these damn things then, Alvina?
How big are they?
I don't know.
That's how many.
But the question is, how easy it is for them to get in the jar.
Oh, it makes it pretty easy.
We're not going to
convince.
make it
We
like
just piss him off.
cozy for them.
But if you would like more information about the scraplands and your immediate options, if you would like to help the rebellion out, I think it's prudent I give you a rough idea of the situation we are currently in.
Mhm.
Now, if you'd like to turn your attention back to the map.
Yep.
As you know, the scraplands, or as you may not know, actually, I don't actually know what information you have since you are new here.
We've
Bits and
met.
pieces.
Assume we're all idiots.
We
All right.
we know there's a demented puppet man up there, and
Demented puppet
Box and
man?
bones.
Oh, you mean the Lich?
yes,
Sorry, the scraplands refers to the floating realms around the Rainbow Wall,
Yeah.
not the scrapyard. I understand the confusion there.
Oh, okay.
fair enough.
I mean the space around here. Let me give you a lowdown of the entire cosmos.
Do you have any paper and some drawing materials? I can start mapping
I have
out.
it.
Thank you.
I literally hand you a bit of charcoal and something skin that has been tanned.
I'm gonna start mapping out as he's-
ink.
So, as I already pointed out, we have three major empires: the Republic, the Monarchy, and the Empire to the northeast and west. They compose vast parts of their domain there in their main land masses. But around the rest of the cosmos is, well, a soup of chaos of various minor factions, civil proxies, and all kinds of, well, abominations that not even the three factions would want to touch with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, cool. Something to aim their way then.
Yep. To the south is the Corpse Lands, where various undead factions have risen out from the utter chaos that was the Devil Wars down there. Some real abominations coming out of that region if you're looking for people who you might want to direct as weapons.
Good to know.
But more importantly, for your immediate travel, you have the Rainbow Wall at the center, which is a saving grace for Noid kind.
Mm-hmm.
As you may or may not have heard, the Rainbow Wall offers a certain level of protection to the Scraplands, the area of fragmented realms that orbit the Rainbow Wall.
Hmm.
There is a not so much localized area. There isn't any sort of force field or anything, but rather an understanding from the last Rainbow War that any creature of sufficient power that comes within proximity of the Rainbow Wall will be lashed out against with the Rainbow Wall's natural defenses.
Oh.
A consequence of, I believe, a couple thousand years ago, when the three factions, in their pursuit of new sources of power in which to tip the Cold War in their favor, sought out to break through the Rainbow Walls and usurp the source of all magic. The Arcanites did not take kindly to this, and instead destroyed all three armadas currently engaging in warfare around the Rainbow Walls, as well as destroying vast amounts of land masses around it. I believe that one of the prominent figures who was closest at the time, the Lord of Fire himself, Imix, received quite a nasty wound from the encounter. So much so that I believe he lost his head, so to speak.
Oh,
It's a shame
that
decapitation doesn't kill him.
That explains why the crown is everywhere.
What was that, Gormia? Did you say? You seem to have mumbled something. Was there something important you wanted to say?
Oh, heard about some crown fragments all over the place.
Yes, we have our intel has gathered that that seems to be the prominent purpose of the giant outposts here in the Scraplands. Unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, while the higher powers are restricted from entering the area around the Rainbow Wall, a line that we have been able to map out and we refer to as the Breaker Line.
Yeah.
That does not prevent them sending their minions in. Although it seems that since they have been unable to get past the Rainbow Wall's defenses, they haven't spent as much attention on this area of the cosmos, allowing in this Eros for our generation to flourish. Although we still have to compete against the outposts who will destroy us on sight.
Do you happen to know how many pieces the crown was supposed to have been smashed into?
I believe our intel gathers it's around 5 pieces, maybe more, maybe less, but we think that's the approximation. As far as our intel is discovered, only 1 piece has been discovered by the giants and was sent back to the mainland.
Okay.
So,
But yes,
what exactly attacks? I believe we might have gleaned something of that due to influences from weird things.
oh, we're not quite sure. There's different accounts. One says a flock of crystal dragons. The other says great arcing beams of light.
Oh.
It could be both. It could be neither.
Crystal dragon.
No.
No,
I mean, seriously. no.
Sorry, point. That was a dream, and you know it. I was mostly thinking about that squid that I nicked the sword off.
you mean the
Oh yeah.
Yes, the Amethyst Knight.
yes,
You know,
the one that everyone was afraid of.
I mean, I shoved his helmet down his throat. It didn't seem too bad.
I think he didn't take too kindly to that.
He didn't take well to it, but he
And you
ran
also
away.
took his sword.
Yes. I say he ran away.
Added insult to injury.
Yeah,
Added injury to injury as well, to be honest. So.
But with that constant threat that the Rainbow Wall will retaliate to any gathering power nearby it, it also means that the 3 factions, as well as the Monstral Guild, generally keep their larger armadas outside of the system.
Okay.
I'm glad it's not registered you as a threat, Alvina.
I'm not that big. I'm not a god. You realize I'm mortal, right?
I know.
But it depends what you deem significant power to be.
Generally, that's a demigod or higher, it would seem.
So don't get to demigod, Alvina. Wait, we might need to get you closer to godhood if we're going to take on Imix himself.
Fine, I'll eat it.
I am realizing how insane we are.
I was about to say, I mean, it's like,
Right, you're only
I'm
just
down. I didn't
realising
realize
that.
this was the plan, but I'm down. No, I didn't realize the plan was to make me a god. Didn't quite realize that was in the books, but okay, I'm with it.
I don't think it was the plan originally. Just
Apparently it's now.
passing weird thought now that we're realizing how much we are actually outmatched.
No,
I
we're
believe
not. We'll be
Zarmir's
fine.
just spitballing at the moment.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you guys are quite outmatched. I'll be honest, I expect you to come in here guns blazing, tell me about all these great, how we need to start fighting back. And I had this whole speech prepared about how insane that would be.
Oh no, we're very aware that we're completely outmatched. We're just gonna do it anyway.
Yes. It has a
I was very aware of this to begin with when we said we're gonna pick the fight. So I was just went, sweet, I'm down. Certainty of death, small chance of success. Perfect.
Oh,
All the
And
more
wait,
power
wait,
To be
to
fair,
you for
some
that.
of us weren't going to be here for the fight, so it's okay.
yes, we've got the god of all mischief and healing on our side. So we've got it, haven't we, Gwent?
Me?
Yes.
Apparently, I didn't know you were a god, Gwen. Congratulations.
You
So,
get
God of
that
mischief, I just looked at fun.
dirty word out of your mouth.
Congratulations. I'm sorry, I didn't know congratulations was a bad word.
Oh, the
Oh
other
yes,
G
sorry,
word.
sorry, I didn't mean to say chaos or chaos goblin of what? What would you be as a god?
Lamp.
Looking at fuck you.
Oh.
Money. Money.
Yeah. Money, lamps,
Lamps?
Really?
Why lamps?
no reason.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Yes, he just likes lamps.
Very, very yeah, very much like lamps. I love lamp.
Well,
Oh, I didn't know we had romance on the ship.
Ah, that explains a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
why else
We
do you
never
think? Why do you think they're always like hanging around?
You know, I
Okay.
never put those
I
two.
thought you owed them something.
Yeah. I thought that was why we never saw you in the same place as the lamp. Like you owed them money.
I mean that too. Well, they owe me money, and
They must be very good at hiding then, because normally if someone owes you money, you're right there, and they are constantly avoiding you.
the point, what kind of god do you want to be? We might as well go around the room first.
Well, I'm not really in the business of becoming a god, you know. Just I've got enough worshippers. Fans. Fans.
God of music, there we go.
No, I don't need one of those.
I thought you were that.
Really
I mean-
not keen on the god talk for me.
Metaphorically, I'm a god of music. In
Hmm,
terms of actual celestials, no.
question. What's
Okay, then we
metaphorically
can.
mean?
I'm not really a god of music, I just pretend to be.
Ah, got it.
Okay, level of god, but not god. We can be something else. We'll come up with a cooler name. I'm sure we can do it.
Dog.
Dog. Why dog? I know they don't
I'll
exist
tell you when
here.
you're older. I'll tell you when you're older.
I know they don't exist here, but that's a bit.
That's the point. Why do
Did
you not have
once.
dogs?
Did once. We established that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that question directed to me? I was
Yeah,
doing.
All the questions we
I was
can ask the
filing
rebel
paperwork
leader.
over here.
Just generally.
Are there mirror
Uh-oh.
dogs?
What is a dog?
Uh,
A
about
tame
this-
wolf.
Sort of.
sort
Okay,
of.
domesticated wolf. I'm not sure how to answer your question. I don't appear to have that knowledge.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm just
Well, how did dogs come to be in your world?
a domesticated wolf.
Domesticated wolves.
Oh, I see. This might be a side effect of a lack of civilization.
Yes.
Huh. Fair enough.
Devolved from wolves.
I mean, I wouldn't say devolved. They evolved from
I
wolves.
don't think evolve is the right word.
They were genetically bred.
I didn't think a dog has anything to do with bread, but sure.
No, I mean,
I was thinking like a bap or mole.
Self-raising flour they used.
God.
You know,
no.
not that you morons asked me, but if I had to pick, it would be God of Simp Wave.
That
What?
makes sense. That makes sense. That
Was
makes
that
sense.
synth wave or simp wave? Because they're two different things.
You take your pick. I am fine with either.
You'd be surprised.
That's a thought. Give me a moment. This is actually just a minor question. What was their name? The Primal Order leader isn't here. Right. So. I do
No,
need to
unfortunately, Selena couldn't make it this evening.
Okay. I need to have a chat with them at some point. Do you know where they're normally located?
Oh yes, they'll be over on the Grove. They're currently dealing with an infestation of glowworms right now.
Oh, they're
Pesky
tasty.
buggers. They're threatening to destroy our entire harvest for this season.
Why are you trying to get rid of them? They're really tasty.
Did you not hear the part about threatening to destroy our entire harvest for the season? No.
Yeah. So
Then
eat
why are
them.
we here? Come on, guys, let's go. Off
No,
the
no,
ki- the- What?
Wait, We're going there after the meeting.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's not like the 5 seconds thing.
They're not going to devour it all instantly. I know glowworms. I've got some ways to sort this.
We've got time. Good.
We've got
I'm
any-
taking the piss, you know. But
do
I know
not-
we're going there now.
We're going there anyway.
But generally, the two other factions not present at the meeting are normally involved in internal matters of the rebellion, the running and resourcing of our settlements, rather than the external pursuits of freedom. They didn't seem important to be here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I want
We
to.
do need to speak to them because we want to set up a network for exporting exotic goods from one place to another.
I
There's a-
actually wasn't thinking of that at all. I was thinking about, the whole getting elemental superpowers so I can punch elemental gods in the face.
I know you are, but
If
we've
you
been-
want a trader's license, I'm sure the Network Union could set you up with one.
yes, that would be
After all,
helpful.
you are one of the few groups that have their own private ship. It's quite a rarity in our modern times.
I did build it.
Very impressive, very impressive. I'm more impressed it hasn't been blown out the sky yet, given the lack of defenses it seems to have.
They've
One,
I'm
tried.
working on it. I just got it back.
I mean, we've had it for a few
Busy,
weeks.
In all fairness.
Our defenses are Alvina.
Yes, but we got
We
it
really
back
need
and
to
then
get
got
me-
put on the
really-
move again.
We still really need to get me that parachute.
my advice is not to leave outside the breaker zone just yet. Then, as I said, you're more likely to encounter smaller fringe pirates while in the breaker line. I don't think you're quite ready to go up against an entire fleet just yet.
Oh, you
we-
hear that, Alvina? Pirates. We can nick from them.
Sweet.
Do be careful, they're a bit more crafty than they initially appear. Especially the ooze pirates.
Ooze pirates?
What's-
Hell yes!
Yes, what's the famous one called again? Gramps. No, Ubi, you normally have to deal with him harassing our transport vessels. Aye, I do, don't I? It's fucking Jammy Dodger is his name.
Yes! I was wondering! I was thinking, please make it be this. I had a thought it might be Jammy Dodger. I'm so happy.
Jammy Dodger.
Yes.
Yes, really gunks up the ships when they fire. My advice, if they ever fire on you, get somebody down to inspect the impact zone, because they will be crawling with soldiers. I guess soldiers isn't the right word. Pirates, they will be crawling with pirates.
Alvina, you're there.
Cool.
Annoyingly good at infiltration and boarding.
So,
Yeah, that's normally my job, so this will be an interesting difference from the normal.
But very... They at least leave a good lingering scent of strawberries. Always a pleasure.
Alvina starts drooling.
I mean, if
Don't
they're made
eat
out of
the
jam,
damn
yeah.
ship.
Aggressively.
If you're not eating my damn ship, I'm going to hit you.
I won't, I'll eat the pirates.
Oh, God.
See, we're going to go against pirates. I knew there'd be something weird. I knew
You're
it.
gonna
those
hope against good
shadows.
pirates that smell of strawberries and Alvina's gonna eat. What else?
I will
This
put a...
isn't even the weirdest thing we've fought, Gwen. Let's be
Gwen.
honest.
But I'll put a force field round medbay or something and make sure they don't get to you. I'll figure it out.
No, wait! I know the perfect defense.
Toast.
If you're gonna
No.
say
God, I was thinking
biscuits,
toast as well.
I was not thinking biscuits, I wasn't thinking toast either. I was thinking cream, actually.
Cream and
Cream.
scones.
Strawberries are naturally fearful of cream. Well known fact.
oh, see what I have to deal with. I've got.
I'm right.
If you're gonna
You're
start,
just upset that I'm right.
okay, next one of these pirates that invades us, you chase it around with cream and see how well you do.
I did it last time. It worked on the strawberries back home.
What the hell kind of strawberries do you have in Fantasia?
I think you just answered your own question.
That's fair. If anywhere is gonna have giant, like, Noid eating fruit, it's gonna be Fantasia.
Oh God.
Best part of having a character from Fantasia so far. So far, I just say a random fact. It turns out somehow it's right. Or that sounds about right.
I mean,
These-
it's the equivalent of the
Anything
Feywild.
goes.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
I'm
If
so
it-
happy.
if it turns out to be the same kind of strawberries from your world, then cool. Chase them around with cream.
No, I'll catch them with the cream. You don't use cream to catch them.
Oh,
They
you
run
lure
away
them in
from
with
it.
the cream.
No, they run away from it. So you've got to put it around the area so that they drawn towards you because they run away from the.
Zarmir's drawn up a chair and sitting just listening to this.
Alvina's strawberry hunting strategy, everyone.
Is this just a plan to cover the ship in cream?
No, you said
'Cause
you
that
wanted them
sounds
out.
terrible.
You said you wanted them out of the med bay, so we'll just put it all over the med bay wall. Job done.
You are not creaming my med bay.
No, just the outside wall.
It's already got
Also-
fungus.
Yeah, there's mushrooms enough, and apparently a creepy robot in the wall. Listening to me.
Sorry. You can't hold me accountable for the infection he got.
We can hold you accountable for the robot though.
Yes, but
The infection half is less creepy.
There's nothing wrong with having a robot. Having it be sentient is weird.
It's saying the points.
Exactly.
it wasn't sentient until
Especially
it got.
if you just build an alarm clock.
It wasn't
so
sentient until it got the infection. Apparently, it's gained sentience now.
You know, I just realized something, Zobert. Do you know what would have been easier?
What?
Putting a bed.
Going to bed.
No,
Yeah.
putting a bed in the workspace.
If I put a bed in the workspace, it'd get in the way.
A folding bed.
A hammock that can
Yeah.
hang above the workspace.
Or
Futon.
a hammock. Or a futon. Or a carpet.
What's a carpet going to do?
You can sleep on a carpet.
Make it softer.
It's softer than the freaking metal.
I'm sorry.
It could look like fake grass, like your homeworld. I
Hell.
assume you sleep on grass for some reason.
No, only I sleep on leaves. Zomir
No.
actually, Zomir believes
It's
in
the bovine
actual
part
beds.
of him, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a cow person. I assumed he slept on grass.
No. I'm a shifter.
It's the shifter.
Yeah, but I say why. Also, this is a lot. This is rich coming from the freaking centaur, by the way.
I have a special bed. How dare you? It's a big triangle I sleep against.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's good. That's good to know for that bit. There's ooze pirates that I'm going to eat.
Cream.
You've just increased her shopping list for food.
You
Yes.
just expanded it, not increased it.
Well, expanded, increased.
Don't worry, you'll find out what they taste like too.
Fair. Just promise me that you won't let her eat me.
Who are you saying that to?
Gwen. I'll make sure they don't eat you and you don't. Do we have a deal?
Definitely remembering the bottle of steak sauce I've seen in Alvina's room.
It definitely is 100%.
I
Has
think.
Zormir written on the top.
I think.
In case
I think
it just says,
Terror
is this
BBQ
in a,
sauce.
like a glass case? It says in case of terminal, in case of terminal break glass, and there's no explanation for it at all. But Gwen's thinking, I was like, well, that's what terminal means. Got it.
I think the.
That's why Alvina ran into her room when Zormir died. It explains so much more.
Now you're finding out more about the party.
I'm pretty sure most people thought this about Alvina already. She's basically a lizard man.
Mhm. What kind of sauce does they have for fuck you then?
It's disinfectant.
Yeah, I assume you like a
You're-
black
I-
trash bag.
I
Bleach.
swap back. I
It's
swap.
just-
Just
Bleach.
Blondie, fuck you.
I swap back at Alvina, who's just probably leant over my shoulder and said that. Go away! Bloody hell! Please say there's something to eat in here, or she might get a bit too hungry.
She's got a chicken
I
leg
think
in her
there's
hand.
plenty in here. It's just
She's already eating. She was genuinely eating about half this time. She's just producing food.
Good, she's got her own personal supply that's not run out.
That has always been the most important thing. Why do we not run out of food on the ships because of Alvina?
Let's get back to the conversations at hand. Anything else we need to discuss?
Oh no, please! I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I feel like I'm really getting a deep insight into your party.
Into my psychosis that I'm starting to suffer here. And I thought my therapy degree would help here.
Ah, it's the burden of leadership, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to wrangle the cats.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's me half the time.
Yeah, the worst part is when you're out of commission. Then I have to do it.
You are the cat.
I know. I'm so hard to rank.
To see her wrestling with herself there.
Abby's just like standing to the side, like solemnly nodding in agreement. There she is.
So, our job is to cause chaos and point the other factions at each other in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, I think
So
we
you-
just generally cause as much mayhem as
Seems so,
possible and see what happens.
Well, if you're looking for minor tasks while in the city, as I mentioned, we have a glowworm infestation to deal with. I am rather curious to know what information is at the base of the Elysium vault if you want a challenge.
I would like to do
Right,
that.
question. Do
Yes.
you have a way of testing for Elysium DNA before we go to the vault?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah. Might as well see if we're.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
we're from
somehow
a
got
different,
some- We're not
we're
sure
from a
what
different
it is,
reality.
so
We might all
maybe
be
it's just-
carriers.
Yeah, maybe it's just a gene that's normal. Whatever.
Yes, generally, if you place your hand on the vault doors, it will react to your presence.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Cool.
we have to go to the.
And if
Shut
you don't have the gene, does anything detrimental happen?
I assume
That is a good
Nope,
question.
just a cold steel door. You actually need the
It
gene
doesn't have any
to.
kind of defense for illegal entry.
it's a
Well-
metal door.
Well, that's the thing. You can't enter without the gene.
Security
The
devices, Alvina.
door acts as a form of teleporter for those around the gene haver.
Hmm.
Can I look back at the door?
So
We
you
take
have the
the tour
gene,
and
you
go.
can go through.
You mean like
If
that?
not, you're not going anywhere. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
that's just standard arcane magic that uses a passcode to pass. The passcode being embedded within an object.
It's a bit like your
It-
boxes.
it's not a teleporter then.
I didn't think.
No, we are still within the nest.
I believe it's a bit like your boxes that you're keeping some of your stuff in.
Oh yes, the building walls have got about 10 foot of lead around them. This place is practically a bunker.
I say, yeah, if you wanted a really safe place, is pretty safe, is to have that be a teleporter to a room that you can't get into otherwise.
That'd be the worst thing possible if an anti-magic field went up.
Oh, Luke,
True.
this might be the time for you to.
Yes, and unfortunately,
Well-
we are fighting an empire, a republic with a vast army of beholders.
You were wanting to find something out, weren't you, Lou?
It also, the
Oh,
you know the
oh, oh.
part about making something that you cannot get into and leave.
I can't remember.
Something can get into and leave it, even if it's just punching through the mountain that you've hidden your box in.
Yes, and unfortunately, there's extra complications when it comes to teleportation to other locations or demi-planes. They inevitably leave a trace that's quite hard to obscure. Not impossible to obscure, but the amount we use this room would reinforce and make it more difficult to hide that. We prefer more sporadic uses when it comes to teleportation magic.
That makes sense.
I put in an application to get a teleportation license.
Didn't you get
I
it?
wonder if you knew anything about that.
Yes, I had heard that you were asking about. I was waiting until this meeting to discuss that with you. Now, you have to understand, teleportation magic is heavily regulated, especially teleportation circles, for the sheer reason that if anyone gets the address of your teleportation circle, we will be facing an army within our walls.
I understand that, and I agree with that.
As such, there is very strict regulation about defense, about the procedures that happen should the teleporter be used illegally or allow for hostile entrance into the city. And generally, we try and advise it as it needs to be a certain distance away from the actual city center, with several ways to collapse walls or to block any additional travel to the main parts of the inhabited parts of the city. A lot of the other factions' teleportation circles are squirreled away down very deep holes in vast off caverns that require a couple hours of trekking to get back to the main city. It is not something we keep within a populated area. Which raises the other question of, well, where would you like to build it? As I mentioned, we can't have it within the city perimeter, but if you have decided to settle up anywhere, I'm sure we could put in the paperwork to have somebody come out and review and work with you on the defenses required for the permit.
I'd also
Somewhere
be-
in Bastion would be nice. I just don't know where the more legal spots.
I mean, that or we
Would
just
be-
get the address of someone's teleportation circle that's already here.
Oh, that would require you to join one of the factions, I'm afraid. Oh, which is not out the realm of possibility. I'm sure plenty of the factions would love to. She's just looking at the other two. Yubi just grinning at the party. Gramps grinning in a much more sinister, as if he's going to enjoy watching you die way as well. Although
yeah.
I would suggest thinking carefully upon it. I'm also always looking for agents to send out for espionage. You know, the more I say this, the more I realize I don't think any of you will be suited for that.
We're the best spies because everyone assumes we can't possibly be spies because we're way too obvious.
You'd think that would go in your advantage, but that still also requires you to gather information.
Ah, that's the key.
And
That's
we
the
have spent
problem.
most of this meeting talking about jammy Dodger pirates.
I've had a thought there with the teleportation circle things as well. Rather than Lou bringing one here, there is the possibility of using it to weaponize one faction against another.
I thought you were going to say just weaponize the teleportation circle. It's like, I'm looking forward to see how the fuck you managed to pull this one off.
Oh,
There is that too. There is that option.
Doctor, do elaborate. What do you mean by this?
Well, if we convince one faction that someone from another faction has snuck in a teleportation circle into their faction base, if that would be advantageous in the sense that it would bring those two into a heightened sense of conflict.
And how do you plan to do this? Will there actually be a teleportation circle, or is this simply a lie?
I mean, Lou can make teleportation.
who can make one?
Right, and Lou, would you like to explain to your party how long that takes?
I will in a minute.
Exactly.
Out of game,
Some
it
spells
takes
take
a
about
year.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Out game, it takes a year casting it every single day in the same spot.
I knew it was every single day, but I could remember how long.
Yeah.
So if you happen to want to stay in one location within an enemy base for 1 year, I'm not going to stop you. After all, as I've said, you are free to do as you want. You are not as you have, as Zormir likes, as Dr. Iskar likes to point out, you are not members of the rebellion. You are free agents able to go and do as you please.
I just thought of something that might work for it.
What?
Quite frankly, I think with your skill set, you might just be better off just killing the faction yourself at this rate.
Honestly, it'd take less time. Um, I does a teleportation circle looks a certain way, right?
It's a giant circle with arcane runes, yes.
Cool. If Ludus knows how to draw one, and then we can do some magic that basically looks like the transport magic, you could basically just draw the glyphs in the area, make it look like it, put some magic over it, so if they check it, it's not too hard, they will just go, yes, it's teleportation circle, and say these are the people that did it.
Right, and how are you going to convince them of that? And
I mean, it's worked before.
and I think this really matters as to what factions you're talking to and about who. I don't think anyone's going to believe you if you tell them giants drew it.
Nah. It's giving me ideas.
Still, the idea of subterfuge to get the factions to fight each other is not a new one. We have quite a considerable covert effort when it comes to the spread of misinformation. But you just be aware that we are in a Cold War and have been for thousands of years, or at least the major factions have been. They are well aware that lies are a thing.
Mhm.
Your deception will need to be foolproof. Especially if you're going against the Republic. They are not ones to be easily deceived.
I was more thinking blaming the Republic. They seem the easiest to have people believe they just did it.
They also don't use, generally, teleportation circles. They rely on psionic magic.
Ah, fair enough.
After all, we are talking about beholders and mind flayers here.
Yeah. I
Makes
don't know about the
sense.
teleportation circles.
So which faction would you say was the most likely to try and sneak a teleportation in?
Probably the Empire by the sounds of it.
Maybe, but the Empire tends to rely on their superior numbers. They have quite the large disposition of annoyed conscripts. It's a rather unfortunate side effect of their indoctrination. One that the Republic and monarchy have not been able to match. Well, the Republic has made significant efforts over the last couple decades to create a certain ideology of individualism, but it's not quite the same. Now that you mention it, I don't actually know if any of the three factions would rely on teleportation magic. It would probably be more the smaller factions distributed throughout the continent that would have to rely upon it.
Makes sense.
It was a thought. It is
No,
still
but a good one. But you may want to play to your strengths.
Punch it. Got it.
Or at least take deception when the opportunity arrives. I don't know if spending weeks and years setting a psychological trap is quite in your preference.
Yeah,
It's not really preferable.
I'd get very bored.
One to definitely take advantage of should the opportunity present itself and you find yourself in the ability to twist a clever lie to your advantage, but not one I would expect you to plan out for years and decades to come. Which is what would be necessary, by the way, to make a believable lie of a big enough scale to matter.
I still like the idea of weaponizing a teleportation to damage something. It's a weird and interesting one to think of.
I think Albina's starting to rub off on you, Armir.
That's a bad
Oh
side.
god, no.
But yes, I will put the papers through for a temporary review of the permit, and should you find yourself with a more permanent settlement within the city, such as a piece of land, or if you decide to settle down anywhere, or set up base anywhere, I will supply the necessary inspectors and construction to help you facilitate the proper defenses.
Awesome.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
But I do believe our evening is slowly drawing to a close, so if there's any final questions or information you would like to know, you better refocus on them now.
How'd you cook a good glowworm? Apparently.
Oh yeah, I can't remember the name of the powder, but Alvina would definitely know it. The dream powder stuff.
Oh, dream dust, yeah. Speak to Selena when you're helping out the glowworm
It is
problem.
that perfect. I assumed it would be. Thought I'd check before we just went over there and started asking about it. It's appreciated.
But are we upgrading your firepower?
And mine.
And yours?
Yes, fuck you's gonna get more javelins.
Is there any way of at some point put me in touch with the people who deal with you? Professor again. I would like to discuss more about the different types of Arcanite here.
Yes, Dr. Vergas. I believe he will be in contact with you should you decide to stick around in the city. I believe there's some side projects he wants to finish beforehand and properly digest this new information. But probably not anytime soon. I wouldn't expect him to reach out within a week or two. He's quite the slow method thinker.
That makes sense.
Very methodical then.
Yes.
That makes total sense.
See? People putting in the work and effort.
But hey, like I said, I'm more than happy for you to stay in Bastion and help out with any minor problems we have. And while you wait for your ship upgrades, I assume you'll be buying, if you wish to explore the larger region of the cosmos here.
Yes. I do want to fix up. And maybe discuss some of the other armors and materials that might not be readily available as well. Maybe upgrade some of what we have.
Quite possibly. I will leave Vergas to help you with that. Would you like to know anything? Yes, the point?
I was going to say, we plan to go and see, our dealings with what we were doing back at the Cove, Shadow Cove. There being a bit of a celestial issue there.
Yes, I'm aware.
I'm not. What was we talking? What was it again?
So, out of character,
Yeah,
I'm about to ask for details about Dr. Doom-Inspire without revealing that anything about the egg, essentially. Trying to make this sound believable.
Gotcha.
Well, we heard that there is an expert called Dr. Doom-Inspire out near Banshee's Grove. Just wondering if there was anything about him we should know before heading out there.
Ah, yes, one of our more eccentric specialists.
That's a good sign.
No, please do not let my do not let my reaction persuade you in any way. Fine fellow. I just wouldn't want to spend the afternoon with him. I love a good theological debate, but there's only so much even I can take. Still, there is no one more well-versed.
What is he a doctor of?
Theology, probably.
Oh yes, he is our resident expert on the Radiant Empire. There's nobody who knows more about the divine or their indoctrinating ways than Dr. Doom-Inspire.
Being indoctrinated?
I am just going to give Lou a very sad pat on the shoulder.
But he is a well-revered expert not only in celestial biology, but also in theological psychology.
Good to know.
That is good to know.
It could be able to help us work
Could
out
you say that
what that thing was looking for.
Alvina's stomach rumbles.
Are we going to go eat some worms?
I was gonna say what?
I had the rumble.
Oh no, I was just thinking about how to cook a celestial. Don't worry about it.
Oh, God's sake.
I mean,
I
I'm
do
guessing slow and
apologize.
low.
It seems that the.
Wait, was that Gwent saying I wouldn't say no? Was that?
No, just like slow and low.
Oh.
Good to know. Alvina genuinely thinking that's a tip for it's like, oh, good to know. They have to be. I'm assuming Gwent's advice is gonna be they have to be alive to be cooked perfectly. That's just mandatory. It's like, oh, okay.
You want them real?
I don't quite understand your fascination with wanting to cook everything. Have you even tried to eat your own elf as well?
My own health? How do you eat your own
Elves.
health?
Uh,
I'm a question.
You
On the
suggesting Alvina
fade
could be a
to
cannibal?
black level, is cannibalism there? I assume it is.
this is,
Alvina will neither confirm nor deny.
yeah, it's a sort of Zormir is looking at them,
Ow.
being like,
What the hell is
I'm
that?
hoping.
Someone's microphone breaking. Whoever did
I'm
that-
Running mine, sorry.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
leant on the wire.
It sounded like someone unplugging a headphone or something.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Alvina will neither confirm nor deny, so because it then goes with Chris's law for Fantasia in the Super. I don't know if that's quite how
There's
dark
at
they go.
least
So
one cannibal
I am not
tribe
going
there.
to do that.
All right, as we bring this chaotic meeting to an end.
Would it be anything else?
Yeah, has anyone else got anything that they can think of as a question? Because I've got questions, but I think most of them can't be answered by these people right now. So, like all the questions that Alvina's got that she thinks the meeting would matter for have been asked. So, has anyone got anything else?
No.
Cool. I guess we're good.
Don't think so.
All right then. They distribute your rewards to you. I'm just gonna put it in the party loot. You guys can decide what the hell to do with the 50,005 emblems.
I generally have it just written down as 50k. I was just saying 50k
Shit,
gold
yeah.
for island and 5 rebellion items. That's literally what I've got. I didn't even put it in my gold. I just put it in as an item.
Yeah. Because I'm guessing ship
Most of that's
upgrades.
gonna be fish. Yeah, ship stuff, fish stuff.
While you're there, you can also fill in some more of your map, which is available to you in front of you. Because they have the names of the other Scrapland realms on the holographic display in front of you.
Yep. And we have the names and approximate locations of the elemental castles, which will be useful.
Yep. And yeah, alrighty then. So you get your rewards. You finish up the meetings with rebellion leaders. They inform you that if you are interested in pursuing any of the faction quests or gaining favor with any of the factions, you can find each of the respective leaders at their headquarters, either down in the kind of guard or the Golden Heart districts down south next to the dungeon, or wherever the hell the Inkheart's base is, because I actually don't know. Somewhere in the CD station undergrounds.
That makes sense.
But the players are aware of the location. They are not map required location. So they're there. They're in the nebulous
We know
area down
where
there.
it is. Like,
If you would
no,
like to do
it is.
that, you're also aware that the Primal Orders and Stelina, the leader, is over in the Grove. If you want to visit that, the Union network is a little bit more distributed because they are a kind of coalition of the various district mayors. So if you go to any of the district mayors, they kind of act as representative. The Nest, that's the word I was looking for. The Nest doesn't have a official mayor, but they do have representatives that are kind of senior bureaucrats who help just kind of facilitate things with the other mayors, or are able to provide you with the generic quests.
Or the sort of committee.
Yeah, but if you go to any of the actual mayors in any of the outer districts, they are also effectively on equal rank leadership. Because there's just a distributed leadership, effectively, of any of the mayors have equal power to each other.
Yeah.
There isn't one sole figure for that faction.
There isn't a super mayor. It's just mayors.
And the administrator will facilitate anything for the Dark Feathers.
Yeah. Cool.
Alrighty then, we move back to the Nest as you exit you exit out into presumably the central reception area. That's the reception area of the Rebellion headquarters, and you return to the open map.
Hell yeah.
As we go past, do we need to give back the pins?
You do not.
Cool.
Ooh, okay.
I will put that down actually as
But I'm actually going to take this opportunity because that's like quite a nice kind of natural pause point there. We're going to take our second break. We're going to take a quick 5-minute there, so the players can discuss where they want to go next. Presumably, you guys want to go to the Grove. But you can also discuss what your plans are. To do a quick recap, just to kind of properly outline, because there was a lot of chaos that went on there.
Yep.
In terms of internal quests, you have the Grove, which is having a problem with some glowworms. There is the dungeon you can explore, although I will just point out that while you can do any initial story stuff for the dungeon, I've not actually made the dungeon yet, so that is technically locked.
It's fine. We've got a long rest before we go to the dungeon at least, because we're still hurt. So.
Yeah.
You have the other Colosseum stuff to do, and you can do any minor shopping that you want to do here. This place has a much more specialized districts. You can pretty much buy anything from the player's handbook and most common or uncommon magic items here, including some specialized rares, or at least the equivalent of them. They don't have the same artificery here, but they will have the equivalent in mundane kind of primordial items. You can also get the higher rarity items you have identified here. So previously, I think you could only get up to uncommon. Here you can get rare and very rare items identified from your salvage tables.
Nice.
Good to know.
There may be a fee depending on how you haggle with the shopkeeper for identify.
Yeah.
But that's the Nest stuff. I don't think there's anything major remaining after today's session. Or towards the end of the session, because I feel like too much talking today. It's got a little bit of action.
Yeah.
I'll go over what ship stuff we already have, and you guys can propose ideas after the session if you want me to put any minor stuff in there, because there'll be stuff that you could think of that'll be, oh yeah, it makes sense that they'd have that. So if you have ideas of something you do want to do, I'm not going to put a strict condition on it. I'll just take it as inspiration and give you something that is balanced. Yeah, that's the stuff for internally. There's a bunch of stuff externally, but I'm not going to go over that because that's too much. All right, we'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Cool.
I think we are going to plan on go to the Grove, because I think a few of us wanted to go there anyway. And the other reason we didn't go there first was because Gwent wasn't here for a second.
Yeah.
Be right back.
That's fair.
I mean, yeah, going to the
killing.
doing a bit of extermination on glowworms. Maybe do a bit of shopping, like having a look to see what items are in stores.
Yeah, not a bad idea. If we can get up to certain rare items, annoyingly, the only one Alvina would care about for that point of view would be something that's very rare. because she's quite happy with her sword, so she's got like the last slot. Unless it's
Mhm.
not attunement stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Which is just come in handy, but she's only got the last attunement slot, which is her belt.
Hmm.
So unless we find a better belt,
Maybe.
either
like-
that or we get to the point where I can outstat to get to.
Yeah.
Because she's how much strength does Arvina have under that belt? It's like 18, 19, something like that. So if she
What-
gets like, but the problem is her stat up, her next level feat doesn't give a stat. So
Mm.
I
What?
was thinking about having a look at some magic items.
Yeah. I mean, fuck you, magic item wise. There's not much. You can really do. Like there are other magical instruments. But
there's
they.
always the
yeah.
there's always the magic staffs,
Yeah.
which some of them bards can attune to. Not all of them, I remember, because some of them just say spellcast and some require specific types.
Yeah.
But some of them might be handy for you because they've just got extra spells essentially, which is never a bad thing to have. So.
Something to turn your loot up to 11.
We do need more options for just dealing with things that are like psychic proof. Is the major one.
Yeah.
So I didn't quite realize how heavy the rest of you were into psychic damage. I had no idea.
I mean, fuck, most of fuck you stuff is psychic.
Yeah. Well, I knew
Um,
yours was because you're just you're a Whispers Bard. That's
Yeah.
that is their vibe. They are the psychic damage Bard, even by Bard standards.
Mhm.
So Gwent's just got Radiant, I think, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Which honestly, we could possibly use you to get some more variety, just because we're going to Banshee's Grove, and I imagine there'll be Celestials, which are probably going to be at least resistant.
I mean, so far, seems like everybody is resistant to radiant.
Hey, you're doing good work against, you're actually doing good work against the constructs for the damage, though.
Oh, I was doing good work the way a support person should. Bless, Bane, that kind of shit.
Mhm.
That's the stuff
Yeah.
I should do.
Oh, I'm just
So
looking
as long
through.
as I can buff you fuckers, it's fine.
Yeah. I'm just looking through the inventory of staffs on Beyond. The hither thither staff is there now.
Oh, nice.
Not surprised. It's a
Yeah.
classic.
Is that the...
Point. I've got no idea what items you even have. For
I've got an instrument for the bards and a lyre of building.
Okay, I was like, I actually, Jerry, don't know what you've got for
Yeah.
items already.
Lyre of building is what gives me point mod. So
Oh, I just thought you had the spell.
no, it's like a level 5 spell. And my max level's 4 at the moment.
Ah,
Mhm.
fair enough. I can never remember the level of those spells. They're weird ones.
Like
Alright.
more summony things are always fun.
What are we up to?
We were just discussing magic items and like,
Yeah.
once again reiterating, we need more not psychic damage.
Have you guys thought about more psychic damage though? Like maybe if you just put enough psychic damage.
Yeah.
We out psychic the ones that are
Unity.
totally psychic.
If we get something that stops things
We're more
being-
psychotic than you
we
are.
need to get an item that makes every psychic damage that fuck you does go through psychic immunity.
Mm.
I'm not sure how, but
Rob.
Great difficulty, that's how.
Yeah, there is a type of wizard that can like essentially ignore resistances and immunities.
it's a sorcerer. The pyromancer sorcerer can
Oh, is it
ignore
sorcerer?
immunity. It's a pyromancer sorcerer specifically. I know can ignore immunity to fire.
Hmm.
I don't know about others, but I know they.
Sadly, that's not true.
Not Lou, yeah. Unless you're using the plane shifted, specifically fire damage only sorcerer, which would be very interesting. I don't think
Didn't
you are.
go for much fire spells because, you know, we were fighting fire giants
Yeah.
at the time. Or about to, anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no point in
Honestly, fuck you and Alvina have probably got fire down. It'd probably be us getting other things than fire as well.
Mm.
Yeah, having a good coverage.
Yeah. Let's get some lightning in this party. We don't really have a lot of that.
No.
I mean, lightning-wise, I've only really got the chromatic orb.
And I think
Well,
Tommy has lightning bolt, right?
I have lightning bolt, yeah.
and chaos
very-
bolt as well, which obviously has a chance of
Yeah, it's
coming
just
up
doing
as
everything.
lightning damage.
Mm.
Not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's not much. I'm just looking through, like, fuck you, spells as well. There's very few, like, attack spells. Most of them are, like, utility spells, kind of, or charm spells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Maybe
we
the
could use
construct.
we could use crowd control that's not brain-based as well.
Yeah, most of fuck you stuff is, like, brain-based.
I think a surprising amount of loose stuff is also.
Mm-hmm.
Like entangle and stuff like that.
Hey Lou, let's just find an Archmage staff for Lou. We'll be set. Oh, they'll sell a legendary item like that in the shop, surely.
I mean, I thought Mind Sliver would have been quite good, but you know,
Brain-based.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought it would be good.
It is good, it's just not against what we were fighting. So.
Mm-hmm.
Not currently.
Right, but we just need more options. We've got options. We've got. It just means we've got the psychic stuff now. We don't need any more psychic stuff. Let's get other things.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of my magic is a lot of utility stuff as well. There's only a few.
Utility's fine. Alright, it does good work.
The only real damage spells I've got is that lightning bolt.
Hey, we barely have any lightning damage, as we already assumed.
Mhm.
That is something.
Uh,
And you never know, me and fuck you, if we get high enough or manage to somehow fight our way through elemental colossi that are going to be a real problem, might be able to get fireballs and things, which would be fun.
Yeah.
build a lightning weapon. I'm sure we can do that.
Oh,
But me,
Yeah. I mean, lightning, put javelins the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we wouldn't mind some more of those ice dragon spears. And the arclight feathers. Those would be
Yeah,
handy
like-
if we could find some more of those.
There's probably a decent, like, upcharge to buy them here, but you might actually be able to buy some of them here, whereas you can't really deliberately buy them anywhere.
Exactly, that's like...
Like, if
you're
there's
right.
anywhere you can, I feel like doing it here would make the most sense.
Now, Alvinus very much would like to have some more of those, because...
But, you can go... You can go shopping later.
100%, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're
alright.
heading for the grove now.
Cool. Is everyone back? Lou, you back?
Yeah.
Cool. As the party heads south from the rebellion headquarters, walking over the large bridge towards the central marketplace plateau again, you begin making your way towards the forest. You're finding you're not able to there isn't a direct path there, but you're having to go through the market and down one of the off ramps that lead to the lower valley floors effectively before making your way towards it.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be a direct path from the rebellion plateau over to the forest plateau, so you're having to go down and up.
Also, these trees are very pretty.
Thank you. As you make your way towards it, you pass several what appears to be almost small townships in a way, or at least kind of the beginning of a small township, kind of centering around with several large greenhouses, kind of bordering what appears to be almost a giant nature park. At the edge of the city. You eventually follow the signs and make your way past what is very clearly a community of druids and rangers and even just everyday people kind of going about their life. This appears to have almost a bit of a tourist attraction, or at least a communal kind of gardens vibe to it as you make your way up to the main entrance to this massive park area. And as you come in, that's what it seems to be initially, at least from the front portion of the actual bit. You're in this little southern region here. There are much smaller trees kind of all around it, as well as various kind of exhibits almost set up like a curated garden showcasing various plants with little plaques kind of detailing the history and nature of the various samples within each of the little kind of deliberately curated sections. And you can see citizens and individuals kind of roaming about and reading it and doing all that, as well as there appears to be just some standard stalls for water and samples. There appears to be one that allows you to try kind of natural tree honey, as well as one called bark snacks.
Yeah.
And various other things that you might expect from what is a like a nature reserve park, or at least for like a more commercialized front to it.
Kind of like
Country
Kew Gardens.
park.
Kew Gardens is what I'm thinking. It's more or less exactly what Kew Gardens is. I'm down.
But as you look on it, it looks like the park eventually kind of goes deeper, and you can see much larger specimens, much larger trees, until eventually you see what appears to be large vine-covered gates leading further into the park that appears to be blocked off from the common person. What would the party like to do?
First of all, how much money am I spending on trying one of pretty much every single type of snack here?
I mean, they're little shaving kind of snacks, so I can't imagine they're much. Let's go with a silver per snack.
Okay, how many snacks are there?
Let's see. Roll me a d20 plus 5. Let's see how varied this park is, because I'm not coming up with all of them. It came up with 2. That's enough for the DM.
It is, yeah. That's
I'm
what
going
I
to
mean.
try every single one of these as well.
11.
There are 11 different snacks you can try that are just natural byproducts of this
One
forest.
gold, one silver.
Oh, of course it's a gold and a silver. Buckets. Couldn't have just been a gold.
Hey, just not try one of the snacks?
No.
I mean, surely they have changed.
You're saying not try food to the foodie?
9.
Yeah, I think it just messes up Wolfie's accounting.
It really does, yeah. I had 855 gold pieces, and now I have to change it to silver. Okay.
You can always just give a tip if you want.
Yeah, I'll
There
give you
is a donation. There are donation bins all throughout the park.
You're right, I will. I will give 9 silvers as a tip total. They're really good. These are really nice.
But there appears to be several members of staff roaming about in the Primal Order kind of signia on their like leather on the shoulder of their leather armor.
Yeah.
If you would like to like hunt down a staff member.
I will. I'll grab one and but
Zormir-
possibly literally and go. Hey, could you do us a favor and direct us to was it Celine? Selena. Please.
It's a little halfling with a bushy red no, I'm not gonna get bushy with a red 9 o'clock shadow on his chin. Oh, what was that, love? Who are you looking for, Selena? Oh, you're looking for old boss lady herself, are you?
Zormir is going to spend 2 gold on snacks when Alvina's not cooking.
Oh yeah, gotta stock up. Yeah, wise.
Yeah.
Precautionary snacks.
Oh, I'm sorry, she's not seeing people from the public right now. She's kind of got her hands full up with these bloody
Glowworms?
glowworms.
We're here to help.
We'll
Sorry.
help deal with that.
You're
And
here
to
to-
introduce us, and to introduce ourselves to her.
Oh, I see. You must be very important fellows then to be getting an introduction to the order leader. Is she expecting you?
Probably.
She missed the
Oh, she-
meeting where she was.
We missed the
expecting
meeting where she was expecting us. Yeah.
Possibly
of it.
not right now, but at
We
some
just came
point.
from the. We just came from the. What's the building called again? The big one.
Republic headquarters.
We're coming from the head. We just came from the headquarters.
Rebellion headquarters.
Yeah. The rebellion.
Rebellion.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I
from
see,
the
I see, I
Republic
see.
headquarters.
And how do I know you're telling the truth here, then, lass?
Hold
For
up
I
the
know you could
badge.
be. Well, I mean that does look like the official headquarters badge. That does. Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, like, fucking will show the pin in his ear as well.
Albino just go. We're those new weirdos in town that picked a fight with the giant phoenix in the Colosseum, and
That
with
too.
that lot. With that lot.
Holy, not holy. That's God,
Rebellion
switching
helped me.
everyday vernacular to.
Holy
Holy,
hell.
but here it's got different meaning.
Unholy.
It's so much easier in the main sphere because I just go 7 all the time. Oh, by the ash!
Hmm.
You're those weirdos!
Yeah, we're those weirdos.
Yeah.
Why didn't
Yes.
you say so sooner? Oh, our ears are burning with the gossip. Did you really take down that giant phoenix?
Yeah,
Yes.
it packed
We
the wall
did.
up. It packed the
Somehow,
wall.
yeah.
It ate him. It
I'm
ate
s-
him.
Yes, I'm still recovering from that.
I mean, it's your
Oh.
own fault for jumping into his mouth.
Yeah, it was a
Well,
dowel.
it was going to keep on spitting more stuff to upgrade things if it didn't.
Well, if that's what you, if that's who you folks are, then I don't think a bit of gardening will be any problem for you. We'd welcome your help. Well, follow me and we'll hop over the gate.
Heck yeah.
As he leads you up to one of the large.
I'm going to hand a gold's worth of the snacks over to Gwen. Just having the precautions.
How many snacks would the
Hey,
fuck you have been
what
able
the
to
fuck
steal
are
with
you
a
doing,
16?
With
A handful of snacks.
a passive int from me,
Oh
handing
no,
them over to
from
Gwen.
the stalls.
This is
From
how
the
much
stalls.
fuck you stole from these
So that's
charity
what you were
workers.
trying to
Yeah.
intercept.
So fuck
Give
you've
me
got a handful of
a-
snacks that he shoved in his pocket.
I guess roll 3d4.
3d4.
Please roll max.
Quite high though.
Pretty
8.
high, yeah.
Eight little bundles of snacks. Because
Yeah,
they come in
cool.
little like packets.
Eight
Eight
packets
packets.
of snacks.
Yep, 8 packets of snacks.
Like the 4-bar Kit Kats.
Oh, it's a shame that like cocoa beans are such a pain in the ass to grow that they just aren't worth it. To be fair, they specialize in like tuber cuisine here,
Mhm.
so they would have potato stacks.
They'd be crisp. They'd literally be
Yeah, they-
crisp.
Yeah,
Literally a
packets of crisps.
Lovely packs
like-
of crisps, yeah.
Different kind of flavouring,
What
like salt.
They're called striders. They're called
What
striders here.
color of packet would Fukyu be drawn to?
The
Does
shiniest
Fukyu
one.
have a favorite color?
I mean, he'd be going for the shiniest packet.
Which one is silver coloured or gold
Yeah.
coloured? Those ones.
What flavors? I don't know. Anyone shout out if you know any crisp
Chicken.
that have like foily, like gold or silver packaging.
Chicken is usually like kind of a golden
Yeah.
coloured.
That roast chicken kind of colour.
Silver. Is it
When
salt
you
and
got
pepper? I've seen a salt and
skips
pepper
with
crisp.
yellow
that is silver.
packaging.
Mm.
All right, there you go. You get a bunch of salt and pepper and
Chicken-ish or poultry of some description.
axe beak flavored
Axe beak.
crisps.
Nice.
Be their equivalent of chicken.
Yeah, fair.
All right, so there. Now we got that very important piece of.
It was
course, yeah.
important.
As you approach the large gates that are covered in thick vines, and kind of station yourself in front of it, the vines seem to crisscross the gate, like completely, like overrunning and almost sealing the gate shut. as you stand there, presumably waiting for the gates to open, there is a rumble at your feet. What would you like to do?
Stand there.
Run away.
Yes.
Where's
Step,
Tom?
step to one side.
Ready my shield.
As the party readies and Gwent's already halfway across the map, a small line of dust erupts around the perimeter of a square around you as the ground itself begins to rise up in a pillar, and rises you up level to the top of the gate, where a second pillar of rock or earth waits for you to step over the gate onto.
Nice. Albino will immediately
Pretty
step
sure
full of
Luke could have
confidence.
just done that with mobile.
Albino literally just assuming Gaiamancy, because she's got Pyromancy and she's seen Hydromancy, so why not Gaiamancy? Or Terramancy, whichever one's called in this world.
Fuck you would like just look at the guy and just being like, wouldn't it just been easier to open the gate?
I'm assuming we're going to a higher position.
No, it just
What's
went to
that? Oh no, those gates don't. Oh no, those gates don't open.
And why did
Why
you put
not?
gates there? Why not just put like another wall there then?
Oh, they're aesthetically nice though, aren't they?
Yeah, nice.
Well, we've
No,
left
you're
our horse
wrong,
behind because we've left our horseman behind because you didn't warn them.
Oh yeah,
Oh
Gwen!
yeah, where is the centaur?
I mean, it's
What?
fine. He
Probably
can
about half a mile away by now.
yeah.
No, it's only fair. Here, let me lower us back down on the entranceway so you can get your companion back here.
No,
As
they
he
can
begins
spider-
lowering the platform again.
Yeah.
They can spider climb.
Yeah, I was gonna say they could probably just walk over the wall anyway.
By the way, that Gaiamancy?
What this? Oh no, it's an elevator.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, little bit of illusion trick. You're actually on a floating disc right now.
I like that illusion trick. That is a really cool illusion trick.
Oh yeah. The public loves it. Look at them. As you just turn around, like several of the children are just watching you with awe.
I like this one. This is a cool trick.
Don't have the heart in it to tell them that it's just a disc.
Oh heck yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
No, I haven't been able to pass my my primal test. Unfortunately, to take the initiation. Oh, I'd love to one day, you know, maybe a bit of air magic, you know, but oh, those things are deadly.
Mm.
Yes, we know.
Don't wager dying, you know.
I don't know. It's handy, and Albino just lights her hand on fire. It's really cool. It's really fun.
Oh my! Is that a bit of pyromancy? That by the way, are we? As the platform stops, like halfway back down the gate on the wrong side. Were we going back down to get your friend, or were we continuing back up?
Is there anything you take to stop someone climbing
I'm not
over?
going to climb.
I can just spot Gwen in the crowd because he's not gotten a mile away. Gwen,
Not,
it's
not
fine.
for another 6 seconds.
I know. It's like Gwen can't get a mile in the amount of time it's taking. So Albino has an eye on him.
Soon,
Gwen,
soon I will.
get your ass back here. It's safe.
Oh,
It's just
Oh
a-
no!
It's
There's
just-
no magic defenses or anything. Just tree monkeys.
Tree monkeys.
Oh aye.
Not one, not two, but three.
As opposed to
Don't-
not tree monkeys.
Oh,
Don't
shut
worry,
up.
they just they only attack intruders.
Ah. Can I spot any of them? Albino's actually gonna have a look around see if she can spot any of them.
Give me a perception check.
Is this like? Yeah, I have no disadvantages or anything because eyes of the eagle. 17. Not bad. I'll take it.
Not bad.
No, I don't feel like it applies to thick coverage. Distance, sure, if you're in like a barren waste. As you glance around, you can see in the further high tops of the trees several sets of gleaming eyes staring back at you, but there's a strange ordering to these eyes. It doesn't look like you're staring at any form of mammal set, like two sets of eyes. As you look into the distance and you get the silver reflection off the eyes, they seem to be clustered together, almost like an arachnid.
Spider monkey. Cool.
I'll just wait to the next elevator. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we're just going back up. He's just. I'm assuming you've shouted that, or you've done like some sort of hand signal that Alvina has spotted. That is like, "Now I'll be good. I'll come up in a moment." Okay.
I'll get the next one, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's fine. He'll take the next
Just
one.
a terrible perception for the monkeys, but like, yeah, I'll take the elevator. Spider climb's useful for later if I need to get out.
Alright, well let's go to the other side as he takes you over to the other elevator and begins lowering you back down again into it. As he leads you through the forest, you occasionally catch glimpses of druids or rangers going about their craft, kind of mending to various parts of the forest, or kind of just traversing the grove. As you go deeper in, the trees begin to get larger and larger. The roots thicker as they kind of burrow into the ground. As you begin almost walking through an incredibly colossi dense forest. Trees hovering over you, hundreds of feet in the air. You can see a massive, almost layers of canopies above you. But as you continue through, it looks like there seems to be central kind of walkways cleared out among the trees where the roots have been kind of mended around to almost create roadways in a way, where these are more smoother packed roads of earth that run throughout the grove. And you can see that there are clearings between clusters of trees that seem to be farmland, where you can see things being grown. Small patches, or quite decently sized patches actually, of various either rows of flowers or wheats or various other things. And in the far distance, Alvin, as you're looking between trees, and some of you with higher perception can see, there's also kind of a weird fluctuation of illumination throughout the forest, or the very dense, massive grove gardens. Where there seems to be areas that are unnaturally darker, or seem to have a blue hue, or even like a far off that seems to have a red or golden or even a red hued light, filling into almost this collection of different specialized groves that make up the gardens.
Plant some different areas.
As you, for those who get a closer glance at it, there's appears to be almost like differing sunlight orbs radiating down different wavelengths of light.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's at least one that's like kind of a reddish looking one and looks kind of similar to the painting, the light in like the paintings of Imix's rib. Am I right in thinking that connection?
Yes. For Alvina particularly, it actually reminds you, if I can grab the map 1 second, I just remember what the actual name is. It kind of actually reminds you of the different forests all across Fantasia.
Ah.
So I realized there's actually one location for this. Have you guys ever seen the Fantasian map? I think you may have once upon a time.
Might
I
have
think I
been
have.
in when we went to
Was the Lord of the Hunt in Fantasia when we went to raid his house?
Yes.
Then we would have seen it somewhat, at least.
Mhm.
That.
Yeah, why am I putting it in there? I'll actually just throw it in the Discord. It's going to put it to roll 20 for some reason. That's going to take way too long.
I mean, there was also when we went into Rainbow's Dream World, which might have also been based on Fantasia as well.
So here's the old map of the Fantasian realm.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Mm.
That is
So
for the stream. I just put it up by accident on my stream, but there it is.
to be fair, it's not like it's a hidden map or anything. I think there might actually be one on the Alterra website too.
I think we looked at this one a few times when we were actually picking our next sort of bounty hunting missions. as well.
Mhm.
That's why I think we had a look at it when we were going for the Lord of the Hunts house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember this map, or at least I'm very good with memories of it.
For those who want to see it in more definition, there is actually one on the Alterra website. That website I so rarely advertise because it's nowhere near done yet, but that's mostly because I have ridiculous expectations for it.
Mhm.
But I guess for those tuning in for the first time who had or for those who have watched for like actually a decent amount of time and weeks and months and had no idea we had a website. By the way, we have a website.
Yeah, for anyone who has watched for the literally 61 episodes of this campaign and didn't know there was a website, turns out there's a website.
There's also technically a wiki that's like 1% complete because I never update it. But you too can go to worldofalterra.com or .co.uk. We actually have both.
worldofalterra@.com.
At.com.
.com.
Leave me alone, guys. It's Friday. Worldofterra.com or worldofterra.co.uk. There's currently 3 maps on there, which is the main Eros map, the realm of Genii, which I don't think you guys have ever been to, and Fantasia. The world of Genii is also where a lot of the Genasi come from. It's one of the elemental infused realms. For anyone who, I don't know, to play Genasi as their next character, and for some reason came from the main sphere.
If I go to the main sphere, it's Fantasia, or I can't remember the other place that I've made characters from. The dinosaur place. Those are the 2 places I've made characters from.
Savara.
Samara, yeah. Those are the 2 places I've made characters from so far. Even with my one-shots, they were from one of those 2.
I do have a Savara map, but it's only from the 4th era. There isn't a modern one.
It's fine. You're still more than welcome to use that horrifying character that I made for our New Year's game that we kind of joked was some sort of like evil druid overlord in there. You know, the level 20 albino archdruid lizard man who's chaotic evil. Totally allowed to use it.
Drognar was totally from a different realm entirely as well. Different version.
Oh, that's fine. I just like showing off my maps now.
Very cool map.
For anyone who wants to see the 3,000 years in the past Savara that I made for a different campaign that doesn't involve you guys.
I've seen this one as well, actually. I think we saw this one in episode 1, which wasn't streamed, for reference of... That was the first Alterra game I was ever in. I think we saw that map.
Oh yeah, I probably used it for the landmass because I did have it at the time when you guys went to what is now Hangclaw Valley.
Yeah.
Or what was once upon a time it's Fangclaw Valley.
Yeah.
Correct.
But anyway,
Yeah.
that same tangent. It reminds you of the varying forests of Fantasia, and it's almost reminiscent. After all, we all know that one of the rites of passage of a young elf in Fantasia is to travel the realm and go to the major kind of locations in each of the great forests, and give tribute to one of the Archfey.
It was the first part of Alvina's gap year that she's still on.
She somehow got lost in like the infinite forest and ended up in Copper somehow, and just went adventuring since then.
No, she sort of just found the ship because they'd stopped there for some reason, just walked in and they left and she was just still on it. I think was our reason for why Alvina showed up. She just kind of moved in and no one's had the guts to stop her.
It's a very Alvina thing.
Why do you keep on bringing more animals on this damn ship?
They found her blacked out in the food pantry. And there were no
Goma.
supplies left. There were no supplies left at all. Yeah, it looks like home. Looks a lot like home, actually.
Let's not go to Fantasia again.
It was great.
Oh, I found you.
Also, you have to go back at some point. You need to drop me back home.
Oh shit.
It's fine. You can meet my family. They're wonderful.
Yeah, didn't we make it canon like you have dozens and dozens of siblings?
Alvina has 18 younger sisters, specifically sisters. Apparently, she's 25 for reference. She's very
Fucking
small.
elves.
Oh,
Unintended.
God.
Yeah, I've been getting a massive family. You can meet my blink dog as well.
Oh yeah.
Particular Fantasian elves, because they don't actually live that long. They have lifespans of 900 years, but the average age is 25. Eros elves, who are technically a Puritan offshoot from Fantasian elf, who deliberately left Fantasia because they hated the chaos. So ended up swinging the other direction, are just super disciplined and militaristic.
Mm.
Entirely different vibes.
The two types of elf. We have the strict orderly offshoot elves and what the fuck Alvina is as a species.
But yes, as you make your way towards what appears to be a clearing with a gargantuan central tree in it, that seems to line up. You can actually see, as you get closer to this massive trees, there's various kind of decorations, lanterns, banners, several branches that are just lined with streams of ribbons with little pieces of cards on the end of it. As this tree appears to just be almost a communal gathering place. You can see that there are actually a couple tables kind of lining the clearing, as if this spot is very regularly used for communal events. At the center, kind of discussing and directing several of what appears to be Primal Order recruits kind of running about, is the central figure that seems to just radiate authority from her. As 1 second, I do have her description written down here.
Yep, I have currently got my typing ready for what species she is.
As you look on to what appears to be the central figure, it appears to be a why do I always struggle to describe 30-year-olds? It's because they're in that goddamn annoying spot between I can't describe them as young, but they're also not middle-aged.
Of a
You
certain age.
don't
isn't
want
it?
to describe the group of people here. Because I'm sure a bunch of us are near their 30s.
Don't know what you're talking about. As almost certainly the youngest here.
I'm in my late 20s, close stuff.
I am barely in my late 20s.
Same. I'm 26.
Same.
As you look on to what appears to be a 30-ish or a mid-30s aged individual, with light green skin, long black hair, and leather hunting armor, as well as several ear piercings that shine out in the glow, as light seems to just radiate down into here somehow. Alvina, that's one of the things you did notice, that even though this is quite a thick groved, or thick leaved grove, I can't remember. Canopy.
It has a thick
Damn it,
canopy.
I had the word earlier, now my brain's too fried to say it. There's quite a large amount of light actually permeating through this grove. It should not be as light in here as it is, but it has almost quite a not quite dusk twilight, a little bit lighter, almost 8 p.m. kind of lighting to it. But there is a unnatural amount of light radiating down into here. But you can't see sources of light. It seems to almost be a natural ambient light that just permeates all of it, illuminating with a nice warm orange light to the grove.
Oh, that's cool.
I wouldn't pay the lighting bill.
But anyway, because I realized it's supposed to be dark here and naturally, and that's one of the features is it's not. It's actually quite well illuminated. But anyway, back to Sound Figure. You look on at a quite a young professional half-orc. As she turns around in her leather hunting armor, you can see kind of what do you? She's got like a scarf around her neck, and you can see a small necklace underneath with several kind of druidic tokens lining the necklace, as well as like small arrows or what appears to be small fangs of various sizes, kind of lining an armband. As she turns towards you, kind of taking the party in, kind of dismissing the rest of the recruits with the final orders, and then just kind of silently judging all of you.
I'm used to this.
What would the party like to do? For note, the halfling that's guided you is kind of just standing there, not introducing you.
I guess I'm not
Hi.
the leader.
I expect your.
Are you Selena?
She kind of stares down at each of you with a critical eye.
We would be the mad people you were supposed to meet today.
You've got a problem we can help with.
Maybe.
Most likely.
Kind of.
That one likes to eat glowworms, so you know.
Which one are you pointing at? Me or fuck you?
You.
You was the one who said they liked him. I have not commented one way or the other. She does, but that's just profiling at this point.
That's not the point.
Yeah, Fucky was the one that was wondering why they're exterminating them. Because they make good
Can you
eating.
give us a thumbs up if you understand us?
I
We've
think
come
it
across
sounded-
we've come across deaf people before, and we don't know the protocol.
She raises her hand to silence you.
Okay.
I'm thinking. All right, which one of you madmen uses fire magic?
Hi.
That one.
All right, is it just that one?
I have pyromancy. I don't know if anyone else has any
put his
fire.
hand up and say, now and again.
I've got
bad
some,
idea.
but not
Bad-
much.
I literally put it. Bad idea. Just say bad idea.
Death.
All right, anyone who has a
Radiant.
how do I describe
and
this?
force.
Anyone who has a death wish and seems to really like using fire magic, please step to the side.
I stepped to the side.
Fuck you, steps to the side as well.
I was
I use
gonna
fire
ask
magic,
what
just
the
have a
fuck
death-
you did.
We don't have a...
She glances Fuki up and down. You didn't raise your hand to say you could use fire magic.
No.
Oh, he has a death wish, though, I think.
Oh, except the thing is, I'm immortal. So.
But
Well-
can you cast fire magic?
Where he wants to get pyromancy, we just haven't got the dream dust yet.
I mean, the best I can do is heat metal at the minute.
All right, that's no problem. You step back in with
Yeah,
the
but you
group.
got sawed off.
Oh yeah, I got shot off.
Oh yeah.
No,
There's a pyro-
don't bring...
What is sawed off?
Brings out the
You don't
fire
want
key.
to know. Oh god.
And
The
like,
fire elemental.
Wait, before we do that, this immediate area here is not hugely flammable, right?
I mean, it's your standard growth. There isn't like loose leaves everywhere, if that's what you're asking.
I mean, he won't set fire to things unless he wants to.
You just see her kind of squeeze her the bridge of her nose. All right, step back with this one.
Yeah.
Okay, you've killed half the... well, the damage soak and the distraction.
All right, I will deal with you for in a moment. As she walks up to Alvina and Fukyu.
Mm.
But I think it's best if we nip this in the bud now. Okay, here are the rules. If you cast fire magic, use fire magic, or if I see a fire elemental anywhere in this fucking forest, I will shoot you with an arrow. Understood?
Oh yeah, completely. I wasn't planning on it.
Now, I have no doubt that you are probably very powerful individuals, and yada yada. I don't care. I will still shoot you, even if it means my death.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
thought you was asking because you wanted us to use it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Don't worry, wasn't planning on using it.
No, we're in a very densely packed grove that supplies food to the entire settlement. I cannot make this clear enough.
Oh, absolutely. I used to live in a place not too dissimilar. Yeah, you don't set fire to your house.
Bear
Good.
told me not to.
Yeah, Alvina is actually very like, oh yeah, this is obvious.
Good. Let's hope I don't have to tell you that twice. She turns to Alvina. Why, you're not from here. But you look like you're from a forest.
Mhm.
Where are you from?
Oh, what was my village's name? I literally got a name for it somewhere. What did I call
Don't look
it?
at me. I didn't document.
No, it's in my. The Hestia Woods in Fantasia.
Those don't mean anything to
Oh.
me.
You know those rumors that all the intelligence services were saying that we say we come from a different world? We genuinely do come from a different world, and that's where I'm from.
Interesting. But also not relevant at the moment. We'll see if you live first. All right, back with the other group then. Okay, so you're here to volunteer to help with glowworms, did I hear?
Yep, from what we've been heard, you've got a problem with them.
Put up your
How
hand
dangerous
if
are
you've
they?
ever fought a glowworm.
Have I?
Don't believe so.
No.
To be honest,
no.
it's worth asking for Alvina.
Gotta have some unique
Fuck
monster
you
trees,
will
right?
raise his hand, but he will say, like, they're only like a couple inches long, though. How can you fight them?
You stand on them.
Yeah, you stand on them, squish them, then pick them up and eat them.
Oh, that easy, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
why hadn't I thought of that? Okay.
I'm starting to get the impression they're not the same kind of glowworms
Big
that you.
ones.
No, they're quite small for glowworms.
How big are glowworms in this world?
You said a couple inches? That sounds about right.
How big are inches in this world?
I'm
I
detecting
was
sarcasm
inside
here.
her.
Me sarcastic? Never. I don't know what you're on about. So, who wants to go hunting for some glowworms?
Joe, why not?
How dangerous are they?
Zormir, you definitely catch a like corner grin from her lips before she like smothers her face back down to just plain like flat face.
Yes. Couple inches, aren't they?
Yeah, so who knows the best
Yes,
way
they
to get a
are.
glowworm out of the
Sense
ground
of
so you
humor
can
there.
step on it?
Dancing,
Would you-
usually.
I mean, dancing, some kind of vibration, yeah.
You know, that actually isn't a bad answer. That's not as funny. I was hoping you'd give a bad answer. Okay.
Stick your arm out.
Well, follow me.
Sure.
If anything, it'll be good for a laugh.
Yeah.
As she hikes with you for about 10-20 minutes, just her going deeper and deeper into the forest until she eventually
Gwent?
gets to a large clearing.
I'll just give Gwen a tap.
Gwent, this is maybe the time for your spotter climbing. Stay
no.
up.
No.
Is
Gwen.
Ben even with us right now?
Here he is. He was talking.
Yep.
Also, whoever's touching their microphone, please stop.
The alley.
Gwen,
you go.
can you do me a quick favor?
What?
You got a spare heal you can chunk into me? I think I might need it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I might need something as well.
For reference, Alvina is still less than half health.
Fuck you is less than half health as well. But fuck you has less health than Alvina. Not by
Yeah.
much though.
And you both thought it was a good idea to come to here.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think we'd be fighting anything.
Okay.
If I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, okay. Right, I will use up my 2 second level spells. First one for Alvina. And
I'll take it.
second one for fuck you.
Thank you.
Yeah, still not bad.
Who was that 16 for, Zormir?
Myself.
Ah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
nobody's almost
in the
dead.
same boat as you guys.
Yeah. For reference, Alvina is now at 2/3 health. So. it's
Fuck you is nearly at 3/4 health.
And that one's for Zormir.
To be fair, if you guys haven't had a short rest, you can. You had like just an hour-long beating,
Oh,
not
cool.
doing
Then
anything.
I will have a short rest, please.
Yeah.
But you can do that afterwards because we are gonna end before the combat actually starts anyway.
Can I
so,
have my spells back then? Because
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like you guys had plenty of time just sitting in that meeting, like just chatting, that you can get the benefits of a short rest. That's fine. But as you get to the massive clearing, she kind of stops at the clearing and flicks her eyes towards it before looking back at you. So, who wants to be bait?
Fuck you raises his hand.
Oh,
Do
sweet.
you know how to dance?
I mean, yeah, but if you want, I can make other kind of vibrations.
Let's go with dancing first, and
I
then
mean,
we'll
it's
see what
easy
you
if I
have to
make other
offer.
people dance.
I'll just do it.
Hey, you're a dancer.
Yeah, Alvina literally is a war dancer.
It's a war dancer.
I do
Unfortunately,
appreciate the forthrightness, but we've actually found that if smaller creatures do the dancing, they're far more likely to be lured in.
Alvina grins. All right, then, fair enough.
So
So,
They wouldn't-
what was your name?
Fuck you.
All right. Well, if you could just go into the center of the grove here, do a little jig, and we'll see how long it takes for one of the small inch glowworm to resurface. You might have to dance around a bit. You know, they're quite small. They'll take a while to hear you. But once they come up, if you could just step on them, that would be great.
Okay.
Yes, and that one.
What's your
Yeah. As Fukyu kind of like wanders off, she like turns to the rest of the group. Just to confirm, how much did you like that one?
it's
Take him or
alright.
leave him.
Yeah, shrug.
Oh,
this
great. Then,
moment.
oh, fuck, I need to be the bait, don't I?
No. I wasn't actually like most of this hyperbole, but the small creature one wasn't. Generally, it is fine. Plus, halflings are quicker on their feet to get out of danger when the 1-inch worm comes up. Yep.
He's not a halfling. He's a goblin.
He's still small.
She's got you there.
You didn't answer earlier. How big is an inch in this universe?
I think they probably something
No,
like
I didn't, did I? She turns her back on you.
I think these are going to be a bit more like the worms we faced on Oni Cave.
So I'm just going to ask you casually. So how many of them are there roughly?
Oh, dozens.
Hmm.
Fuckers reproduce like crazy. Did you say you fought titan worms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's cute. Now those are small.
Oh fuck!
Is that giant worm that we fought that had the giant gouge cut out of it by the amethyst knight? Was that a titan worm?
That was a titan worm, yes.
Yeah, cool.
The small worm.
Yeah, small worm.
This is probably going to be more like the magma worm that we fought in the.
The
Oh,
waste
yeah.
disposal unit.
Yes.
Fuck you. As you get out into the grove, what are you gonna do?
Oh, fuck you, is they're just dancing like the gift that I just posted in Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, sarcastic dancing. Good.
Yeah.
I mean,
that'll piss
it's
him off.
dancing causes vibrations, so yeah.
As you look on, Selena's just taking out like a little bag of like bark snacks instead of just like chewing on them.
Oh, by the way, just for confirmation, I'm assuming fire magic weapon is also out, right?
Yes.
She just deadpan stares at you.
She deadpan stares back.
Alvina, that's a yes.
Cool. I draw my other longswords as well. I didn't actually take the hammer out.
You know what? I've just realized who I'm subconsciously basing this character on now.
Oh no.
And it's just Thingy from Parks and Recs. That's all I'm
Ron
thinking of
Swanson,
now. No, the one played by Avery Plaza.
Oh, April Ludgate.
Yeah, I'm now just thinking of April because of the deadpan stare. Like just kind of rolls her eyes back to the scene. But anyway, fuck you. You feel a rumbling beneath your feet as the rumbling is getting larger and larger, and the ground is visibly shaking now to the rest of the party. What would you like to do?
Fuck you's gonna keep dancing, but pull out his wand of polymorph.
Yeah.
Just polymorph it into something big as it comes.
Celine's gonna take you a longbow and like prep several arrows to go.
Oh fuck!
You might wanna get ready for this one.
Naturally.
I'm
I'll
gonna.
be he got so just ready.
I'm gonna
Um,
shift and start running and towards the fucking goblin.
I'm going to my
Do a
illusion.
movement on myself. Just in
Honestly,
case.
Alvina's gonna be slowly walking that way.
But as eventually the ground beneath Fukyu begins to erupt in a just gargantuan space. Fukyu, what would you like to do? Would you like to run to the side, or are you just taking on whatever is coming up towards you? Actually, I mean, I don't even want to give you the choice. You have self-preservation. Make me a deck save.
Just tank the bite that's coming.
I'm so used to this party. I'm just like, do you want to try and live? No, just fucking give me a deck save.
Do you want to be swallowed? That's the first option.
As you jump to the side, you are unfortunately knocked prone. You're not gonna deal with any damage. I mostly just want to knock you prone. As rising from the ground, as big as a purple worm, is a gargantuan glowworm.
Hell yeah.
As breaking out on the other side of you, the ground erupts in a second. What appears to be some form of back end of the worm, as it seems to have U-shaped in the ground with like the middle of its body underneath, but the head kind of staring down at Fukyu, and the massive glowing tail end pointing also in a pincher maneuver with Fukyu in the middle.
Oh, it's me
And-
and fuck you.
And with the arrival of the gargantuan glowworm and the initiation of combat, that is where we're going to end for today. You don't need to roll, you'll roll next week.
Rolling next week.
Oh, wait, you're not rolling next week.
We're not, yes. We specifically are not rolling next week.
You know, I joked about,
Yeah,
we
told
probably
you.
isn't going to get started. You guys just always getting into combat.
Yeah,
Especially next week for us.
yeah.
I guess next week we'll do either a one shot or I don't know. We can do whatever the hell the players want.
So you got a cliffhanger, guys, because for the audience watching, me, I said on stream yesterday, me and Bob are not going to be here next Friday, so they're going to be doing a different thing.
Yeah.
Which
We
you'll
will
see
be
on the
in-
World of Alterra
watch.
channel.
Yes, you will not see it on twitch.tv/Bane though. That's where you're watching it now.
And unfortunately, we won't be live streaming the LARP, which would be fun. But then,
I mean,
No,
if
we
you
wouldn't.
get an
Forgot as
IRL,
well.
yeah, if you get an IRL stream set up going, you could do.
unfortunately,
You
it,
know what we do
Bloody
at LARP.
cams.
yeah.
We know what we do at LARP.
Get someone to LARP a cameraman. That's how
Yeah.
that works, right?
No,
Nah.
the part is I have to solve about half the problems that the entire field seems to throw at us. Where I'm constantly busy.
Mm.
And you throw
Bob's
us
in
at
my,
everything.
and Bob's in my group, so I force him to also be busy.
Ugh. I don't get a break from being
You
the
don't.
busy one, and
You don't. To be honest, a lot of that's self-inflicted.
yeah.
But yes, that's been today's episode of the Art of Rebellion. I might actually change the title now that you finally had this damn meeting. We can do Attack of the Glowworms or something.
Yeah.
Sarcasm and glowworms.
Yeah.
Worms.
Sarcasm, glowworms. But that has been episode 61, The Art of Rebellion Part 5. You've met Selena.
I like
Technically, since you've met the mayor of Shadow Cove, you have now actually met at least one representative from each faction.
Hell yeah.
Yay.
Hey.
So tune in next time to find out if they get eaten by glowworms. I mean, it's just a nice little light combat. It's only a couple one purple worm. It's not going to be that deadly.
It's only about 12 purple worms. It'll be fine.
Spoiler
It'll be
alert.
fine. This is a nice relaxed combat compared to what I normally put you through. But with that, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for players. I hope you joined today's session. If you're DM, you know, I just realized I never introduced myself in these things.
Oh yeah,
But I'm not
by the
going to
way.
start today.
Modest.
We have a website. There's not much there. Don't worry about it. Give us a subscribe. Maybe one day we'll get to 50 followers. Thank you all. Good
I
night.
can't sub to you. Give me a sub. I can't sub to you yet. Remember to
Ow.
subscribe is the thing.
All right, give us a follow. There we go. It costs
Yeah.
nothing. Just click the little follow button. Maybe one day we'll get to 50 followers.
Yep.
See ya.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.